Echoes of timeless memory is a call from deep within our soul, a soft murmur that awakens the dormant archives of our past and invites us to listen with open hearts. In the quiet moments when our guard falls away, we find that memories, a childhood laugh, the bittersweet farewell of an old friend, the quiet courage of overcoming a fear, each whisper to us like a gentle breeze stirring the curtains of a long-forgotten room, where every object tells its own story and every shadow hints at a once vibrant emotion. These recollections are not static photographs confined to dusty albums. They are living, breathing reverberations that echo through the corridors of our inner being, merging long-gone moments with our present experience and transforming ordinary time into an eternal now. In this delicate interplay between past and present, each memory is layered like the soft hues of a watercolor painting, where the edges blur and merge in a continuous flux of feeling. As we sit in stillness, a familiar melody from days gone by may resurface, carrying with it the fragrance of sunlit afternoons or the cool, crisp air of autumn evenings. And in that resonance, we are reminded that every moment we have lived is imbued with meaning. It is as if the universe arranges these fragments in a purposeful dance, choreographing them to reveal the intricate pattern of our identity, a pattern that is both deeply personal and universally shared, echoing a timeless truth that transcends the boundaries of individual experience. In these moments, the passage of time seems to compress into a single heartbeat, and the vast distance between then and now dissolves into a harmonious unity. There is an almost sacred quality to the way our past interacts with our present, reminding us that we are the sum total of every joy and every sorrow we have known. When we reflect on these memories, our minds transform into sanctuaries of reflection, where the raw edges of pain and the gentle glimmers of hope intertwine in a complex but deeply human narrative. It is in this reflective silence that we begin to perceive the subtle yet profound impact of every encounter, every fleeting moment, and every emotion that has colored our journey. Just as ripples in a quiet pond gradually expand and merge with one another, so too do our memories blend and reverberate, creating an enduring echo that transcends the linear progression of time and infuses our present with layers of significance. The experience of memory is both deeply personal and elegantly mysterious, a reminder that our inner worlds are never truly static, but continually evolve through the interplay of reminiscence and realization. One might recall the comforting embrace of a long-lost friend or the empowering feeling of a challenge overcome, and in such recollections, there exists not merely a reminder of what once was, but a vibrant testament to the resilience of the human spirit. These echoes of memory gently guide us, casting light on our current path and encouraging us to understand that every smile, every tear, and every moment of silence is woven into an intricate tapestry that defines who we are. In embracing these echoes, we acknowledge that time is less a series of isolated moments and more a continuous flowing stream, where past experiences enrich the texture of our present and fortify the promise of our future. As we attune ourselves to these resonances, the passage of time begins to feel less like a relentless march forward and more like a graceful unfolding of an eternal dialogue between our inner essence and the world around us. In those quiet intervals when our thoughts quiet down, the gentle murmur of memory reassures us that every experience, no matter how fleeting or seemingly insignificant, has contributed to the wisdom we carry today. The interplay of history and emotion becomes a source of comfort and strength, illuminating our path with the soft glow of understanding and compassion. It invites us to honor the scars that have healed, to cherish the moments that uplifted us, and to celebrate the myriad ways in which each fragment of our past continues to resonate, offering guidance and solace even in our most challenging hours. In the reflective silence of these inner dialogues, we begin to see that the boundaries between what is past and what is present dissolve into a luminous continuum. It becomes clear that our memories are not locked away in the recesses of a forgotten time. Rather, they are an ever-present part of our identity, whispering their stories into our lives with a quiet, persistent grace. Whether in the bittersweet recollection of a lost love or the triumphant recollection of a long-sought victory, every memory weaves together the tapestry of our existence, binding us to our former selves, while also propelling us ever forward into the uncharted realms of what may yet be. In embracing these echoes, we learn to trust the quiet narrative of our inner world, a narrative that is both timeless and immediate, a living testament to the enduring interplay of history and feeling, where every heartbeat reminds us that time, in all its complexity, is ultimately a beautiful, eternal now. Ultimately, the resonance of past experiences within the chambers of our mind is an invitation to live more fully in the present. It is an encouragement to lean into the whispers of our memories, to let them color our thoughts and enrich our emotions, and to recognize that the tapestry of our life is a masterpiece continuously in the making. Each moment, each whisper from the past, is a gentle reminder that our history is not a closed chapter, but an ongoing dialogue, a symphony of experiences that continues to play softly in the background of our existence, urging us to listen, to feel, and to live with a profound sense of gratitude for every echo that shapes our journey. Waves of Subtle Psychology is an invitation to immerse oneself in a gentle, introspective current where layers of hidden thought reveal themselves with the grace of a slowly rolling tide. In the quiet moments when the external world recedes, a subtle energy begins to stir within, and it is here that one may feel the soft caress of psychological insight, washing over the mind like delicate ripples upon a still pond. As these undulations carry with them fragments of past experiences, learned behaviors, and the myriad emotions that define our inner lives, they expose the often unseen architecture that underpins our thoughts, a hidden network of beliefs and memories that, when brought to light, offers both understanding and solace. Like the rhythmic pulse of the ocean meeting a tranquil shore, our inner psyche speaks in whispers rather than shouts. In this liminal space, the chaotic symphony of daily life gives way to a profound calm, and the mind begins to trace the intricate patterns that form the foundation of our identity. Each subtle wave serves as a metaphor for the complex interplay between our conscious reasoning and the deep reservoirs of intuition, gently guiding us to recognize that beneath every fleeting worry or passing doubt, there lies an enduring order, a quietly humming system that orchestrates our thoughts and emotions with remarkable precision. This process of introspection is neither abrupt nor forceful. It unfolds gradually, like the soft illumination of a moonlit night that slowly reveals the contours of a hidden landscape. As one surrenders to these natural rhythms, it becomes apparent that our mind is not a formless void, but a structured entity, layered with the sediment of our past and the vibrant hues of our present. The structures within, much like the natural formations along a rugged coast, have been weathered and shaped by time, experience, and emotion, each contributing to the calm that one ultimately comes to embody. In the act of recognizing these patterns, there is a transformative power, a gentle realignment of thought that grounds us amidst the flux of life. In the fluid dialogue between reflection and emotion, the subtle forces of psychology enable a gradual unveiling of the self. It is as though the mind crafts a delicate balance between light and shadow, casting soft illuminations upon the intricate pathways that often remain hidden beneath the surface. With each successive wave of insight, the interplay of intuition and logic becomes more evident, guiding us toward a state where clarity replaces confusion and understanding supplants anxiety. This peaceful state is not the product of a sudden epiphany, but rather the cumulative effect of many small, tender moments, where one learns to listen to the quiet language of the inner voice, a language that speaks not in harsh declarations, but in gentle affirmations of one's authentic self. As we allow these subtle waves to pass through our consciousness, we begin to appreciate the inherent beauty in the architecture of our own minds. There is a quiet dignity in recognizing that every thought, each seemingly inconsequential emotion, is a piece of an elaborate mosaic that forms our unique inner world. The calm that emerges from this awareness is not a blanket of resignation, but a vibrant acceptance of the complexity within, a realization that every hidden structure, every layer of experience, plays an essential role in the narrative of our lives. In acknowledging these truths, we take a step closer to embracing a more harmonious existence, one where the ebb and flow of our inner currents foster resilience, compassion, and an abiding sense of peace. The journey through this inner seascape is both delicate and empowering, allowing us to navigate the labyrinth of the mind with both curiosity and gentle care. In these introspective moments, the soft waves of psychological insight serve as a guide, revealing the contours of our innermost thoughts and encouraging us to venture into areas that have long been shrouded in mystery. It is a process of unfolding, a slow, deliberate exploration that honors the past while inviting a mindful presence in the current moment. In doing so, one learns that calm is not the absence of complexity, but the art of gracefully acknowledging and integrating every aspect of one's experience into a coherent whole. Ultimately, as these gentle waves continue to ebb and flow, they offer a quiet reassurance, a reminder that within the depths of our mind resides a reservoir of wisdom waiting to be discovered. By allowing ourselves to be bathed in this soft light of psychological clarity, we learn to appreciate the beauty of our inner architecture, where each hidden structure and subtle nuance contributes to a grand design that is uniquely our own. In this reflective communion with the self, the persistent murmur of internal insight gradually guides us to a state of calm that is both enduring and transformative, leaving us with a deeper understanding of who we are and the gentle truths that define our existence. The silent pulse of history invites you to attune your inner ear to the gentle beat that has echoed through millennia, a soft cadence resonating from the depths of ancient civilizations into the core of your being. In the stillness of twilight, when the clamor of the present fades into a hushed whisper, you may sense the rhythmic thrum of a forgotten world, a world where every brick, every inscription on weathered stone, and every ripple in the wind carries the legacy of lives lived and wisdom earned. There is an ineffable quality in this pulse, a tender reminder that the past is not an isolated relic, but an eternal current that nourishes your soul, entwining its mysteries with the narrative of your own existence. As you wander through landscapes both imagined and real, you might recall the silhouettes of majestic ruins bathed in the soft glow of dawn, the remnants of temples, amphitheaters, and palatial courtyards, where the air still seems to murmur the secrets of ancient rituals. These vestiges of bygone eras tell tales of devotion, conquest, and the sheer force of human aspiration. With every gentle brush of the wind, the voices of long-departed poets, scholars, and ordinary citizens become audible, not as a cacophony of distant echoes, but as a subtle, underlying hum that reverberates through the corridors of time. It is as if history itself breathes, its quiet pulse a constant companion on your journey, offering solace amid the relentless pace of modern life. In the soft interplay of light and shadow cast upon weathered monuments, you may find yourself reflecting on the cyclical nature of existence, on the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of fortunes, and the imperceptible yet constant movement of humanity toward an ever uncertain future. The heartbeat of these ancient cultures does not falter with the passing centuries. Rather, it pulsates with the timeless energy of creation and decay, of celebration and mourning. This pervasive rhythm whispers that even as monumental legacies transform into fragments of memory, the essence of their wisdom endures, gently nudging you to recognize that every moment in your life is part of an intricate tapestry woven from the threads of countless histories. There is a sublime beauty in acknowledging that the echoes of ancient civilizations carry lessons for the modern soul. You might find comfort in the thought that the trials and triumphs of a long-forgotten era mirror your own journey, each challenge overcome and every hope kindled in the annals of the past reflects in the quiet determination within you today. The subtle interplay of reverberating voices from ancient marketplaces, the soft chants of bygone ceremonies, and the eloquent silence of majestic ruins serve as a gentle invitation to embrace the continuum of time. In that embrace, you discover a sense of unity with the myriad souls who have ever breathed life into this vast, unfolding drama of existence. It is in moments of silent reflection that you may perceive how the pulse of history is deeply interwoven with your personal narrative, like the steady rhythm of a heartbeat that anchors you to the present. The soft cadence of ancient lore offers a framework upon which you can build meaning in your daily life. Each whispered legend and every timeless parable becomes an integral part of the mosaic that defines who you are. A mosaic enriched not only by your experiences, but also by the enduring spirit of those who walked the earth long before you. As you listen closely, the hum of ancestral voices might inspire you to seek out wisdom in the simplest of moments, urging you to look beyond the immediate and connect with the profound, often unspoken truths embedded in the fabric of time. In this unfolding dialogue with the past, you learn that the true essence of history is not found solely in dusty tomes or crumbling ruins, but in the heart of every human being who dares to dream, to love, and to endure. It is the recognition that the mystique of an ancient civilization is not confined to its era, but remains alive in your thoughts, passions, and aspirations. The echo of its ideas gently pulses within you, guiding you like a soft beacon on a darkened path, offering both direction and comfort. The wisdom of those who came before is woven into the very air you breathe, a constant reminder that every step you take is part of a larger, grand narrative, a narrative where the mystique and majesty of the past enrich your understanding of the present and illuminate the possibilities of the future. As you allow yourself to be enveloped by this quiet, resonant energy, feel the weight of historical voices not as burdens of memory, but as gentle guides leading you toward a deeper comprehension of your own story. In the interplay between the ancient and the immediate, the eternal and the ephemeral, you come to understand that every heartbeat carries within it echoes of civilizations past, a chorus of wisdom and mystery that has shaped the human spirit throughout the ages. The silent pulse of history, with its soft yet persistent rhythm, is a call to remember that you, too, are both a product and a participant of this vast, unending journey, intricately bound by the luminous threads of time. Allow this soothing pulse to remind you that the essence of history is ever present, a tender vibration that links your inner world to the distant yet indelible footsteps of those who have crafted the legacy of human experience. Embrace the quiet revelations it offers, and let the timeless wisdom of ancient souls gently guide you toward a more contemplative and richly connected understanding of life. A life where the past is not a distant echo, but a living, breathing part of your identity, pulsing softly in harmony with the beating of your own heart. Patterns of Eternal Change describes an ever-shifting tapestry where transformation weaves together the fabric of the universe and the unfolding story of personal evolution. In the vast expanses of the cosmos, galaxies spin in graceful arcs, stars are born and gently fade into the quiet of space, and nebulous clouds of dust and gas slowly merge or disperse in an eternal dance of creation and dissolution. This vast ballet, marked by cycles of expansion, contraction, and metamorphosis, reflects an underlying order in nature that is as relentless as it is subtle. In a similar manner, the internal landscape, formed by experiences, emotions, and moments of insight, carries the unmistakable imprint of change, revealing patterns that connect past struggles and future aspirations into one continuous narrative. Observing the natural world unveils a series of cycles that echo throughout time, the steady progression of seasons, each one gently superseding the previous, creates delicate patterns of growth and decay in the environment. In every bud that blossoms into a vibrant flower, and every leaf that falls from a time-worn tree, there exists a quiet testament to the law of impermanence. Such organic rhythms mirror the human journey, where periods of challenge often give way to moments of clarity and renewal. The transitions in life, the shifts from uncertainty to understanding, from loss to growth, are sculpted by forces that, although at times subtle, ultimately define the nature of existence. The cosmos itself presents a striking parallel. Spiraling galaxies and rippling cosmic structures illustrate that change is not a random occurrence, but an inherent attribute of all that is. The swirling arms of galaxies, continually reformed by gravitational forces, and the collision of stellar bodies, symbolize the resilience of form amid perpetual transformation. Over cosmic time, even the most massive structures yield to the soft, inexorable push of change, emerging in new configurations that challenge previous expectations of permanence. This grand interplay between constancy and flux hints at a broader wisdom that underlies the evolution of both the external universe and the inner world of thought. Within the realm of the inner landscape, each subtle shift in perception contributes to a broader mosaic of understanding. Personal growth is often a slow, almost imperceptible series of refinements, moments when deeply held ideas are gently reshaped, or when long-standing habits give way to fresher perspectives. The interplay between memory and anticipation carves intricate pathways of understanding into the mind, forming a living network of connections that reframe past experiences into the promise of future possibility. Here, change is sensed not as a dramatic rupture, but as a gradual unfolding of self, a transformation that occurs with the quiet insistence of a new dawn replacing the night. Time itself, measured by both the vast celestial clock and the intimate chronicle of the human spirit, embodies the concept of continuous transformation. The measure of eras and epochs in the cosmos shares an intimate connection with the fleeting yet significant instants that punctuate individual lives. From the gentle unfurling of a new idea to the sweeping turnover of eras across continents and galaxies alike, patterns of change offer a persistent reminder of the transient nature of every moment. This realization cultivates a sense of wonder and acceptance, where the evolving nature of both external events and inner states forms a seamless continuum rather than a series of isolated incidents. In the quiet spaces where reflection takes hold, the rhythm of change reveals itself through subtle details. A shift in light as day yields to evening, a subtle change in the tone of an old melody revisited on a wind-swept afternoon, or the fleeting glimpse of an emotion that once seemed hidden but now emerges into clarity. These manifestations of transformation, whether grand or understated, trace a pathway that connects the inner self with the expansive universe. Each alteration in form or feeling becomes a marker of continuity, a moment in which the relentless passage of time is both acknowledged and honored in its inexorable flow. The notion of constant change holds profound implications for the understanding of both nature and the self. Through the lens of transformation, what might appear as an ending is understood as a prelude to a new beginning, a soft transition rather than a definitive conclusion. The layers of experience, accumulated over years or even lifetimes, align in a dynamic process that reshapes the landscape of the spirit. Much like sediment slowly forming new layers upon the earth or river channels being gradually redirected by the forces of water and time, each experience contributes to an ever-deepening archive of wisdom and resilience. Every moment, whether marked by the vast movements of planetary bodies or the quiet evolutions of thought, reflects the same principle. Change is the underlying constant. Acknowledging this truth brings clarity to the nature of existence by illustrating that growth and transformation are inextricably linked to the very essence of life. In recognizing that both the universe and the self are in a state of ceaseless evolution, there unfolds a profound understanding that the patterns observed in nature are echoed in the progression of individual life. The delicate interplay of continuity and metamorphosis not only sculpts the contours of the cosmos, but also molds the inner dimensions of the heart and mind. The architecture of inner worlds unfolds as a quiet exploration of the mind's hidden landscape, a realm where fleeting thoughts and deep memories converge to form delicate bridges of understanding and expression. Imagine standing before an endless expanse of soft twilight, where every passing idea is like a wispy thread of light, dissolving gently into a vast mosaic of recollections and reflections. In this inner space, the ephemeral nature of a single thought is not lost but transformed. Instead, it becomes a slender beam that connects to enduring memories, linking moments of clarity and solitude with the timeless echoes of the past. As you wander through this inner cosmos, you may notice that each memory, be it a burst of laughter, long faded, or a quiet sigh of reminiscence, serves as a cornerstone in the architecture of your personal sanctuary. These memories act as sturdy pillars, anchoring the delicate structures of your mind, even as they allow for the flexibility of new insights. The process of building these internal bridges is both spontaneous and deliberate. A fleeting daydream may inspire a sudden insight, while a well-worn recollection might invite you to re-examine a long-held belief. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, these moments come together, not in isolation, but in a harmonious interplay that defines the very essence of your being. Picture the mind as a vast, intricate cityscape, where the architecture is crafted not from stone or steel, but from the luminous fabric of thought and emotion. In this imaginative metropolis, each bridge you construct represents a connection, a portal through which you traverse the expanse between what you once experienced and what you now understand. Some bridges are graceful and slender, evoking a sense of vulnerability and delicate beauty, while others are wide and robust, built upon the enduring strength of repeated and cherished memories. Together, they create a network that not only allows you to navigate your inner world, but also reveals a mesmerizing pattern of serene complexity, a design that is as awe-inspiring as it is personal. Amid the interplay of light and shadow in this internal landscape, every transient thought is imbued with a hint of possibility, like a soft, flickering candle in a dim corridor. These moments of inspiration cast gentle glimmers over the foundation of your memories, accentuating colors and contours that might otherwise remain hidden. The interplay is both subtle and profound. A single thought, no matter how fleeting, can spark the realignment of a long-forgotten memory, weaving it anew into your evolving narrative. Over time, these connections grow more intricate, until the mind resembles a delicate, interwoven tapestry, each thread a moment in time, each knot a point of convergence between the conscious and the unconscious. This evolving internal framework is a living work of art, ever shifting yet imbued with a soothing permanence. The bridges that you build from your thoughts and memories do not merely link separate islands of experience. They create channels for understanding, transforming isolated emotions into parts of a unified whole. In this way, the architecture of your inner world is not static. It is a dynamic and continuous creation, a blend of spontaneous flashes of insight and the deliberate, mindful integration of past experiences. Like the gentle ripples on a quiet lake, each connection builds upon the one before it, expanding the landscape of your inner self and inviting deeper introspection with every step. In the quiet spaces between thought and reflection, you might notice that the construction of your inner world is both a solitary and a shared endeavor. There is a profound intimacy in the act of connecting a fleeting idea to a deep memory, as if you are conversing with yourself across the span of time. It is here, in this silent dialogue, that the inner architecture reveals its true power, a power to soothe, to enlighten, and to guide you through moments of uncertainty. The bridges you build are resilient yet tender, capable of weathering the storms of change and the gentle cadence of everyday moments alike. Their construction is a testament to the inherent beauty found within the process of self-discovery, where each new connection is both a reaffirmation of who you are and an invitation to explore who you might become. As the intricate network of thoughts and memories expands, a pattern of serene complexity emerges, a pattern that mirrors the grand design of the cosmos itself. Just as the stars and galaxies form intricate constellations in the night sky, so do the bridges within your inner world, align to create a celestial map of your emotional and intellectual terrain. This inner map is not fixed. It is a living, breathing chronicle of your personal evolution, ever changing as new insights cast their light upon the paths you have traveled. In this delicate balance between permanence and flux, you find comfort and inspiration, realizing that every fleeting thought can serve as a stepping stone toward deeper understanding, and every memory, no matter how remote, enriches the architectural beauty of your inner space. Within this mesmerizing inner landscape, the flow of transformation feels as natural as the changing of the seasons. There is a gentle rhythm to the act of constructing these mental bridges, a cadence that can soothe the soul and steady the mind. Each bridge is a testament to the interconnectedness of your experiences, weaving together strands of joy, sorrow, hope, and wisdom into a coherent and reflective design. Through the process of linking transient moments with enduring memories, you create a sanctuary that is not only a repository for the past, but also a fertile ground for future growth. It is a serene architecture built with care and consciousness, a place where the mind finds both refuge and endless opportunity for exploration. Echoes of yesterday drape themselves softly over the contours of a quiet mind, like dusk settling over a peaceful landscape. In the fading light of the afternoon, the gentle murmur of old laughter, tender voices, and whispered secrets from long ago days begin to stir within, each memory a luminous pulse that reverberates like the soft plucking of a harp string. There is a time when the heart, tired from the clamor of relentless days, finds itself drifting into a reverie, embracing the warmth of recollections that arrive unbidden yet familiar, tender as a mother's caress. In this stillness, time seems to slow, and with each measured breath, the echoes of a once vivid past flutter into the present like delicate fireflies. The brief, brilliant moment of childhood wonder, the cherished lullabies of a bygone era, and the quiet moments of intimate reflection meld together into a canvas painted with the hues of memories. These recollections, rather than weighing heavy on the spirit, serve instead as a balm, each pulse a reminder of life's gentle cadence, a serene beat that softens the sharp edges of today's demands. Imagine the soft brush of wind over a field of tall, whispering grasses. Each blade catches the fleeting light of memory, bending and swaying in a timeless dance. A familiar scent, reminiscent of rain on dry earth, or the faint perfume of wildflowers in a summer meadow, stirs long-forgotten feelings that hum with a quiet intensity. The sound of a cherished voice, echoing across the silent corridors of the heart, transforms into a resonant pulse, a gentle throb of recognition that calms and centers the mind. In these moments, the past is not an isolated chapter left behind. It is a part of the living, breathing present, softly illuminating one's inner world. As these resonant pulses ripple through the layers of consciousness, one may feel as though they are wandering through a vast library of the soul, where each memory is a well-worn book resting on a high shelf. The spine of each tome glows faintly, and as you trace your fingertips along its surface, the stories of yesteryears unfurl into gentle streams of emotion. Some narratives evoke laughter, others tender melancholia, yet all of them come together to form a subtle symphony, a meditation on all that has been and how it effortlessly flows into the quiet now. There is a profound healing in embracing these echoes, for they offer a way to reconnect with the essence of who we once were and still are. Like distant stars that shimmer in the vast night sky, each memory twinkles with its own light, contributing to a galaxy of inner experience. In this tapestry of recollection, it is not the bright flash of a moment that overwhelms the senses, but rather its soft afterglow, inviting you to pause and reflect. The mind, often restless and racing, finds solace in this gentle illumination, each resonant pulse coaxing it into a state of contemplative calm, a quiet place where the burdens of time are lifted, replaced by a serene confidence rooted in the timeless continuity of your journey. Beneath the surface of ordinary thought lies a hidden reservoir of gentle insight, where every nostalgic recollection is like a drop of water merging with a tranquil stream. This stream, ever-flowing and ever-renewing, nurtures the psyche, washing away the weariness of endless striving with its cool, soothing current. In the ebb and flow of these emotions, you discover that every painful farewell and every cherished smile has contributed to the gentle mosaic of your inner world. Here, in this sanctuary of reflective solitude, the soft, resonant pulses of memory become both a mirror and a guide, an invitation to honor the richness of experience without clinging too tightly to any single moment. The process is like stepping barefoot on cool, dewy grass at the break of dawn, each step a quiet acknowledgement of the past and an embrace of the new light that steadily grows. The echoes, though delicate, have the power to transform lingering sorrows into comforting warmth, to turn regret into gentle understanding, and to mold anxiety into a calm, steady beat that underlies the rhythm of life. They are not ghosts to be feared, but gentle guardians, guiding you through the dark corridors of longing and into a space where every heartbeat is a quiet celebration of life's continuity. In this meditative state, let the echoes of yesterday become a soft refrain in your soul, a constant, reassuring reminder that every step, every memory, and every tender moment is interlaced with the profound mystery of being. Allow yourself to wander these inner pathways without haste, savoring each reverberation as it calms your thoughts and fills you with a deep, abiding peace. Here, in the luminous interplay of memory and moment, you rediscover the timeless truth that the past is not lost, but transformed into gentle, resonant pulses that sustain and soothe your very being. Layers of hidden reality unfolds as a contemplative exploration into the subtle layers that define both perception and cognition. In the soft permeation of light and shadow upon the canvas of thought, everyday impressions of sound, color, and texture gradually reveal themselves as an intricate mosaic of hidden patterns. These patterns emerge not from sudden revelations, but as the result of countless moments colliding, a quiet interplay of sensed detail and reflective memory that shapes the contours of what is experienced. The surface of awareness appears as a fine, glistening film, where the obvious blends with the ephemeral, and a gentle shimmer hints at deeper truths. Here, ordinary sights and sounds are not merely accepted at face value. Instead, they exhibit multiple dimensions, each layer bearing traces of past encounters, long-faded feelings, and a subtle residue of the unspoken. Thought and sensation merge to create a delicate stratigraphy of inner life, a constant, evolving dialogue between what is felt, observed, and known. Beneath the immediate impressions of the physical world lies an ever-shifting terrain of meaning. The brain's ceaseless activity, from the rapid flicker of neuronal bursts to the quieter, sustained rhythms of introspection, builds a framework of unconscious patterns. In these hidden recesses, perception is molded by previous experiences and cultural imprints, forming a complex architecture that runs parallel to conscious thought. The result is an inner landscape where each moment contributes a fine brushstroke to a vast, layered panorama, one that speaks of both fleeting epiphanies and enduring truths. In the quiet separation between conscious awareness and the depths of the mind, subtle textures of emotion and insight are interwoven in a manner reminiscent of sedimentary strata. The physical act of seeing transforms into an act of understanding, where a simple color or sound is imbued with the essence of prior experience. The mind's neural circuits, dynamically organized over time, record these delicate nuances, much like a natural archive. Each impression, however momentary, contributes to an evolving schema that shapes the reality in which life unfolds. The very fabric of cognitive experience carries its own rhythmic pulse, a measured cadence that governs the unfolding of thought. Much like the layers of rock formed by ancient seas and shifting tectonic plates, the successive layers of memory and sensory input reveal histories that span from immediate past to distant epochs. Emotions, once thought to reside solely within the realm of the transient, become part of a broader, almost geological framework that confirms the enduring presence of what was once experienced. The flow and accumulation of these mental sediments create a backdrop against which all present moments are set, demonstrating that each seemingly isolated thought is in fact part of a grander design. An examination of these subtle structures unveils a dual narrative, one that speaks of the tangible world, and another that hints at a deeper order. The visible order, with its well-defined outlines and predictable rhythms, offers stability. Meanwhile, beneath this lies a realm characterized by delicate fluidity, a landscape where changes occur imperceptibly and patterns rearrange themselves without fanfare. Within this gentle turbulence lies the source of both creativity and introspection, a realm in which new insights emerge from the constant transformation of old ideas. The interplay between stability and change reveals that reality is not static. It is continuously crafted by the soft, cumulative effects of each passing thought. The architecture of hidden reality is built upon layers that, though not immediately discernible, contribute to an overall coherence. The integration of sensory data and subconscious memory forms a lattice that supports higher cognitive functions, which in turn color and reinterpret everyday experience. This internal scaffold, intricate yet graceful, serves as the foundation of interpretation, where the colors of emotion, the textures of memory, and the echoes of instinct collectively mold the perception of the world. As each new detail is layered onto the pre-existing structure, the mind generates a reality that is both enriched by the past and agile enough to embrace the unforeseen. This quiet interplay of unseen elements generates an ever-present dialogue, a soft murmur of continuity that infuses each conscious moment with hidden dimensions of meaning. It is in the subtle shifts between light and dark, between clear insight and blurred memory, that the true essence of reality is formed. The hidden layers, replete with their own complex logic and poetic resonance, demonstrate that the structure of what is known extends far beyond the immediate senses. They evoke the image of a vast, translucent tapestry in which each thread is essential, each nuance significant, and every fragile intersection of thought contributes to the overall pattern. Layers of hidden reality thus stands as a testament to the richness of the internal world, where the processes of perception, memory, and emotion coalesce into a quietly magnificent structure. In this view, the patterns that shape existence are not imposed from the outside, but arise organically from the interplay of countless, often imperceptible forces. The mind, through its subtle workings, continuously fashions an inner reality that mirrors the complexity and beauty of the natural world, sustaining a silent, eternal dialogue between the seen and the unseen. Every observation, every recollection, every barely noticed shift in perception contributes to this layered structure, affirming that reality itself is the product of both conscious deliberation and the delicate sediment of hidden influence. The resulting mosaic is one of gentle complexity, a storied map of the inner world that, while remaining largely invisible, forms the very essence of how life is experienced and understood. Mathematical mystique reveals itself as you peer into the intricate dance of neural signals, a luminous cascade of electrical impulses that, despite their apparent randomness, arrange themselves into patterns of astonishing precision and beauty. Picture an endless expanse of night sky, where each neuron fires like a single star. Individually, each flicker might seem random and fleeting, yet together they form a breathtaking constellation, a symphony of numbers and intuition. Every burst and pause, every wave of electrical activity is governed by underlying mathematical principles, as if the universe itself had encoded its secrets into the circuitry of your brain. At the base of this magnificent order lies chaos theory, where seemingly random fluctuations give rise to complex self-organizing behaviors. In the neural networks of the mind, tiny impulses build upon one another, much like droplets coalescing to create ripples that form intricate water patterns. These neural avalanches, although they might appear unpredictable at first glance, obey statistical laws and power law distributions. They speak in the language of fractals and self-similarity, each small pattern mimicking the form of the whole. What you witness is not disorder, but a hidden geometry, a fractal architecture that underpins the way thoughts, emotions, and perceptions are born. Imagine, if you will, an orchestra without a conductor, where every instrument plays its own spontaneous melody, yet the result is a coherent, harmonious piece. In this analogy, each neuron is an individual musician, and the sum of their interactions, choreographed by the laws of mathematics, generates a complex symphony. The pulses and spikes are like musical notes, each with its own duration, pitch, and rhythm. Together, they give rise to consciousness itself, a fluid composition in which intuition and logic intertwine. The brain's neural signals, when analyzed by techniques such as Fourier transforms, reveal a frequency spectrum that is anything but random, hinting at an underlying order reminiscent of musical harmonics. This elegant order extends into the realm of non-linear dynamics and chaos, where small changes in initial conditions can lead to dramatically different outcomes, a concept poetically captured in the idea of the butterfly effect. Yet within this sensitivity, there is stability, a balance between chaos and order that allows the mind to adapt and transform. It is as if the brain continuously refines itself, weaving hundreds of millions of synaptic connections into a tapestry of emergent properties that enable us to feel, think, and imagine. In every thought, every flicker of memory, the brain is calculating, summing, and integrating a complex network of data, an endless stream of numbers that, when viewed through the lens of mathematics, become a canvas for intuition and profound insight. Delve deeper, and you encounter neural oscillations, rhythmic cycles of activity that punctuate the brain's processes. These oscillations, spanning from slow delta waves during deep sleep to the rapid firing of gamma rhythms, suggest that the brain is an instrument finely tuned to the frequencies of both the external world and its internal landscape. Their regularity and periodicity are akin to the cycles found in nature, the rise and fall of tides, the oscillation of planets, and even the rhythmic beating of your heart. Mathematics, with its capacity to describe symmetry and periodic patterns, provides a framework for understanding how these oscillations contribute to cognition and emotional balance. Every neural impulse, every synchronization of firing neurons, resonates with the echo of mathematical constant and ratios. Pi, Euler's number, and the Fibonacci sequence subtly whisper their presence into the fabric of thought. In the same way that golden spirals emerge in the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower or the branching of a tree, so too does a mysterious golden ratio seem to underlie the structural organization of the brain. This mysterious confluence of numbers and life is a testament to the idea that mathematics is not merely a human invention, but a fundamental quality inherent in the universe, reflected perfectly in our very biology. Consider how your brain transforms sensory input into a coherent, meaningful experience. Light patterns hitting the retina are converted into electrical signals that travel along neural pathways, signals that are then decoded by intricate networks, each layer adding its own modification and nuance. Here, the process is analogous to solving a complex equation. Raw data is transformed step by step into insights, memories, and sensations. The randomness of light and sound is tamed by mathematical relationships, uniting disparate elements into a structured narrative that becomes your reality. It is an everyday miracle, the conversion of chaos into clarity through the elegant rules of mathematics. In this light, intuition can be seen as the mind's ability to intuitively grasp these hidden patterns without resorting to conscious calculation. It is as if the brain, having mastered its own underlying code, offers you insights that are both profound and graceful, a sudden recognition of a pattern that defies verbal explanation, yet makes perfect sense in the quiet certainty of knowing. Intuition, then, is not mystical in the sense of being inexplicable. Rather, it is the natural consequence of a mind that has internalized the elegant logic of its own inner workings. The mathematical mystique lies in the profound realization that behind every fleeting thought and every spontaneous idea, there exists an elaborate matrix of ordered signals, a digital symphony that, through centuries of evolution, has become the birthplace of creativity and understanding. Mathematics, with its ability to uncover the hidden symmetries of existence, serves as a bridge between our conscious lives and the unseen, intricate workings of the brain. In this interplay, the elegance of numerical relationships meets the unpredictability of human experience. The seemingly random pulses of neurons coalesce into patterns that are as intricate as the designs of a master weaver. And though we may spend our lives marveling at the beauty of a sunrise or the complexity of a piece of music, it is astonishing to consider that these same miracles are encoded into the circuitry of our brains, a silent testament to the power of mathematics to shape our very reality. Subatomic Serenade unfolds as a quiet revelation of the microscopic dance that unfolds at the very foundation of matter. In the realm of quantum scale, where electrons shimmer and quanta vibrate with an ineffable rhythm, there exists an elemental pulse, a soft, incessant hum woven from the fabric of existence itself. Within the tiny corridors of the atomic world, particles are both waves and discrete entities, engaging in an elegant interplay that transcends conventional perceptions of chaos and order. In this serene expanse, the electrons are like tiny dancers, each tracing a path that is as much a probability as a path determined by force. Their behavior is governed by the delicate mathematics of quantum mechanics, a system in which uncertainty is not an imperfection, but a fundamental aspect of nature. The precise position of an electron escapes definite capture, its very existence spread out into a cloud of possibilities, much as a note lingers in the air after a key has been struck on a grand piano. This superposition of states forms a living, breathing melody, where the shimmer of potential states coalesces into the music of being. The pulse heard at this diminutive scale is not a staccato beat, but a flowing continuous cadence. Imagine observing the gentle ripple that expands from a stone tossed into a placid pond. Here, each disturbance is not isolated, but merges with countless others, creating patterns that are intricate and mesmerizing. Similarly, the quantum field vibrates with subtle fluctuations, quivering waves of energy that, though seemingly random in isolation, reveal a profound order when considered collectively. It is in these tiny oscillations that the cosmos sings a soft refrain, a whisper of creation that underpins the visible tapestry of the universe. At the heart of this serenade lies the phenomenon of wave-particle duality. Every photon and every electron is at once a particle with measurable impact, and a wave that spreads its influence over space. When these entities interact, they generate interference patterns reminiscent of delicate lacework, patterns that speak of a symmetry and unity hidden beneath apparent randomness. This natural duality is the foundation of quantum reality, where precision and probability fuse into a vibrant harmony that defies the rigid constraints of classical physics. The interplay of energy and matter at this scale becomes a silent symphony. In the fleeting instance when particles collide or radiate, they produce a transient, radiant glow, a flash of energy that both illuminates and transforms the surrounding field. These quantum flashes are like brief yet brilliant notes played in an intricate composition. Each burst of electromagnetic energy contributes to an ongoing performance that, though too minute and rapid for ordinary eyes to discern, governs the evolution of all physical forms. Subatomic vibrations also call to mind the concept of quantum entanglement, where particles separated by vast distances share an unspoken connection. This mysterious tether, which defies the conventional limitations of space and time, manifests as a shared rhythm, a duet where individual voices converge into one collective heartbeat. In the silence between observations, the entangled entities remain in a state of delicate resonance, each pulse echoing the other across the void. Such connections hint at a deeper unity, suggesting that all matter is interwoven in an elaborate cosmic network that binds every particle to every other. Within the quantum domain, the notion of time itself acquires a gentle, elusive quality. The familiar linear march of seconds and minutes dissolves into a fluid continuum where instants are not isolated moments, but overlapping vibrations in an eternal now. The probabilistic nature of quantum events means that past and future are not fixed points, but part of an ever-changing harmonic structure, each moment arising as a potential chord in an unfolding symphony. It is here, in the timeless flow of quantum vibrations, that existence is experienced as a continuous, evolving soundscape, where every particle contributes its note to the vast orchestra of the cosmos. The microscopic composition of existence is also marked by a curious interplay between order and chaos. While the behavior of individual particles can appear erratic or unpredictable, the aggregate patterns they form are imbued with astonishing regularity. This paradox is reconciled through the mathematics of probability. The randomness of a single event gives way to statistical regularities when large ensembles of particles are considered. In these graceful statistical patterns, the universe reveals an underlying structure, a fractal, self-similar order that echoes through the infinite scales of nature, much like a symphony in which every instrument's notes contribute to a greater harmonic theme. The many trillions of subatomic events collectively generate the stable, enduring melody of matter. Embedded in this mathematical and physical order is a sense of beauty that transcends the purely technical aspects of quantum theory. The delicate balance between the deterministic laws that bind particles and the inherent uncertainty of their behavior creates a fertile ground for poetic reflection. Each quantum fluctuation is a brushstroke on the vast canvas of reality, contributing to an ever-changing portrait that is both dynamically structured and profoundly mysterious. It is a reminder that behind every object, every solid form, there is a hidden dimension, a luminous interplay of energy and possibility that gives rise to the tangible world. In this microscopic composition, even the most fleeting event, a spontaneous emission of a photon or a transient fluctuation in the quantum field, carries the weight of cosmic significance. The Subatomic Serenade is a constant performance, a ceaseless concert of energy that persists through the relentless passage of time. Its notes are so subtle that they often go unnoticed, yet they form the fundamental basis of everything experienced. From the glimmer of starlight that traverses the void to the intricate workings of the human mind, the pulse of quantum existence is the quiet engine that drives creation. Neural nirvana is the serene state in which the intricate, intertwining pathways of the brain, with all their ceaseless electrical impulses and chemical signals, eventually coalesce into a harmonious simplicity that calms the mind. In this state, what first appears as a dense forest of neuronal connections, each a tiny filament of light, firing and flickering in rapid succession, transforms into a gentle, resonant wave of inner peace. Imagine the brain as an expansive metropolis at night, where every neuron is a small lamp glowing softly in the darkness. At first glance, the city's maze of intersecting streets and alleys might seem overwhelming, a complex network of pathways and signals where chaos and noise abound. Yet if you pause and let yourself observe the rhythm of these countless lights, an underlying order reveals itself. The erratic flickers begin to form patterns, like stars aligning to form a subtle constellation in an otherwise dark sky. In neural nirvana, these patterns are no longer mere bursts of rapid-fire impulses, but a fluid, continuous cadence. Each neural spark, each synaptic connection, contributes its note to an evolving symphony, a music of the mind that speaks in the language of silence and calm. The seemingly disparate signals join together, like tributaries merging into a vast, gentle river, where the tumult of everyday stress and clutter is washed away by the steady, balancing flow. Within the brain's dynamic landscape, complexity itself becomes the source of simplicity. The billions of neurons, each firing independently in micro-moments of delight, surprise, or recall, are not isolated entities. They are interconnected in a delicate dance of cause and effect. Over time, the seemingly erratic bursts of energy settle into an enduring rhythm, a soft pulsation that signals the inherent unity of thought. It is as if the vast complexity of internal neural circuits is, at its heart, a well-hidden blueprint of harmony, where every impulse finds its place in an elegant mosaic of understanding. Visualize this process as if you were watching the graceful unfolding of a time-lapse video of a busy city gradually transitioning from a cacophony of honking cars and flashing neon lights into a quiet, serene skyline at dawn. The frenetic energy of the night softens into gentle silhouettes and tranquil shadows. Similarly, in the midst of the mind's ongoing chatter, an observer within perceives a shift, a gradual integration of myriad neural signals into a calm and coherent whole. The precise complexity of individual thoughts melts away, revealing instead a deep simplicity that unites every experience into a single, reassuring pulse. In this meditative state, the very act of observing one's thoughts becomes a practice in letting go. As you consciously watch the neural dance, you realize that the intricate patterns, complex as they are fundamentally expressions of an underlying unity. Each flash of memory, every spark of inspiration, is like a drop of water in a grand stream. The more you watch, the more the individual disturbances settle into a smooth, continuous flow. Here, the chaos of the moment transforms into a quiet rhythm that is both expansive and deeply personal. This state of neural nirvana is akin to an inner sanctuary where the mind finds refuge in its own complexity. It is not achieved by forcing the mind into a state of blankness, but rather by allowing the totality of its vibrant activity to be seen as part of a larger, elegant design. The brain's multifaceted network of thoughts and sensations, what once might have felt like a disjointed tapestry of scattered fragments, reveals itself as a single, interwoven narrative. In that narrative lies the promise of calm, an assurance that, beneath the surface of relentless mental activity, there is an enduring harmony that sustains your very being. Within these moments of profound insight, the boundaries between individual thoughts begin to blur. The internal chatter that once seemed so fragmented coalesces into the gentle hum of a single, unbroken melody. Each neuron, each pathway, plays its role in the grand orchestra of the mind, and together they produce a sound that is both infinitely complex and exquisitely simple. It is as if you are listening to a symphony whose every note, though part of a larger ensemble, resonates with its own clear, solitary tone, a tone that speaks directly to the heart of who you are. In neural nirvana, the experience of the mind's inner workings becomes both a revelation and a source of comfort, a reminder that even amid the breathtaking complexity of thought and perception, there is a steady core of simplicity and peace. It is this inherent order, this hidden calm that lies beneath the flux of daily experience, which has the power to soothe the weary spirit and open the door to a deep, reflective stillness. Here, in this state, every fleeting impulse and every vibrant surge of energy is embraced as part of a unified whole, a continuous tapestry that tells the profound story of your inner self. The brilliance of the neural network, in all its chaotic beauty, transforms into a soft, radiant light, a light that illuminates the recesses of your consciousness and guides you gently toward a state of blissful, meditative awareness. Neural nirvana is, ultimately, the realization that the immense complexity of the brain's activity is not something to be feared or subdued, but is, in fact, a wellspring of beauty and tranquility. It is a quiet declaration that within every burst of neural complexity lies a pulse of calm, a deep, underlying simplicity that offers refuge, healing, and a profound connection to the very essence of life. This state of neural nirvana is akin to an inner sanctuary where the mind finds refuge in its own complexity. It is not achieved by forcing the mind into a state of blankness, but rather by allowing the totality of its vibrant activity to be seen as part of a larger, elegant design. The brain's multifaceted network of thoughts and sensations, what once might have felt like a disjointed tapestry of scattered fragments, reveals itself as a single, interwoven narrative. In that narrative lies the promise of calm, an assurance that, beneath the surface of relentless mental activity, there is an enduring harmony that sustains your very being. Within these moments of profound insight, the boundaries between individual thoughts begin to blur. The internal chatter that once seemed so fragmented coalesces into the gentle hum of a single, unbroken melody. Each neuron, each pathway, plays its role in the grand orchestra of the mind, and together they produce a sound that is both infinitely complex and exquisitely simple. It is as if you are listening to a symphony whose every note, though part of a larger ensemble, resonates with its own clear, solitary tone, a tone that speaks directly to the heart of who you are. In neural nirvana, the experience of the mind's inner workings becomes both a revelation and a source of comfort, a reminder that even amid the breathtaking complexity of thought and perception, there is a steady core of simplicity and peace. It is this inherent order, this hidden calm that lies beneath the flux of daily experience, which has the power to soothe the weary spirit and open the door to a deep, reflective stillness. Here, in this state, every fleeting impulse and every vibrant surge of energy is embraced as part of a unified whole, a continuous tapestry that tells the profound story of your inner self. The brilliance of the neural network, in all its chaotic beauty, transforms into a soft, radiant light, a light that illuminates the recesses of your consciousness and guides you gently toward a state of blissful, meditative awareness. Neural nirvana is, ultimately, the realization that the immense complexity of the brain's activity is not something to be feared or subdued, but is, in fact, a wellspring of beauty and tranquility. It is a quiet declaration that within every burst of neural complexity lies a pulse of calm, a deep, underlying simplicity that offers refuge, healing, and a profound connection to the very essence of life. Harmonic unison is the awakening of a deep internal symphony, where the rhythm of your mind gently aligns with the soft, expansive vibrations of the cosmos. Imagine sitting quietly in a serene space, the background of your inner world illuminated by the subtle pulses of thought and emotion. At first, your mind may seem like a storm of random notes, fleeting ideas, bursts of energy, and echoes of memories forming a wild improvisation. Yet, as you allow yourself to simply listen without judgment, the chaotic melodies begin to calm, and an underlying cadence emerges, a natural rhythm that mirrors the gentle hum of the universe. In this state, the pulse of your neural pathways becomes a steady drumbeat that resonates with the ambient vibrations of distant galaxies and the quiet whisper of stars. You might envision each thought as a luminous sound wave traveling through the depths of your consciousness, its frequency merging with cosmic soundscapes beyond sight. Gradually, these waves, once separate and scattered, start to coalesce, forming an intricate tapestry of energy that flows as one unified field. It is as if the minute oscillations in your brain, the flickering sparks of insight and memory, have found their counterpart in the timeless music of the spheres. As you breathe in, feel the gentle surge of energy that courses through you, connecting each neuron, each synapse, in a grand, networked chorus. With every exhale, imagine releasing the residual noise until only the pure, harmonious vibration remains. In this surrender, your inner rhythm, long hidden beneath the stresses of daily life, begins to echo the cosmic beat, a universal tempo that has been playing since time immemorial. Picture the universe as a vast, luminous ocean, where every ripple and current is a note in the cosmic melody. Within this ocean, your mind is not isolated. It is an integral part of the whole. The ambient cosmic vibrations, subtle shifts in the fabric of space-time, the murmurs of gravitational waves, the resonant frequencies of distant nebulae, slowly blend with your own inner music. This fusion creates a resonance that transcends the boundaries between self and the external world, dissolving the illusion of separation and bringing forth a profound sense of unity. In this moment of harmonic unison, you become aware that the very complexity of life, the intricate circuitry of your thoughts and emotions, is itself a manifestation of the same principles that govern the cosmos. The patterns within your mind, which once appeared as separate, discrete notes, now merge into a rich, sustaining chord. Each neural beat, each conscious breath, contributes to a soft symphony, a soundscape of balance and inner serenity that gently washes over you. Allow your focus to deepen as you observe this magnificent interplay. The rhythm in your mind, once frenetic and unpredictable, now mirrors the slow, deliberate cadence of the universe. There is a palpable stillness here, a quiet pause where the infinite expanse of space and the fleeting pace of thought find a common ground. In this shared pause, every vibration, every whisper of light or sound converges into a single, resonant field of calm, where differences vanish into the vast continuum of being. Imagine, too, that this harmonious integration is not static but ever evolving. With each passing moment, your inner symphony adapts and transforms, reflecting the dynamic pulse of the cosmos. It is a living, breathing manifestation of the principle that great complexity, when allowed the space to be observed and embraced, transforms into simplicity, a clarity so pure it feels almost otherworldly. In this unity, the universe and your inner self are seen as one, the intricate and the sublime merging effortlessly in a dance of eternal becoming. Harmonic unison is the awakening of a deep internal symphony, where the rhythm of your mind gently aligns with the soft, expansive vibrations of the cosmos. Imagine sitting quietly in a serene space, the background of your inner world illuminated by the subtle pulses of thought and emotion. At first, your mind may seem like a storm of random notes, fleeting ideas, bursts of energy, and echoes of memories forming a wild improvisation. Yet, as you allow yourself to simply listen without judgment, the chaotic melodies begin to calm, and an underlying cadence emerges, a natural rhythm that mirrors the gentle hum of the universe. In this state, the pulse of your neural pathways becomes a steady drumbeat that resonates with the ambient vibrations of distant galaxies and the quiet whisper of stars. You might envision each thought as a luminous sound wave traveling through the depths of your consciousness, its frequency merging with cosmic soundscapes beyond sight. Gradually, these waves, once separate and scattered, start to coalesce, forming an intricate tapestry of energy that flows as one unified field. It is as if the minute oscillations in your brain, the flickering sparks of insight and memory, have found their counterpart in the timeless music of the spheres. As you breathe in, feel the gentle surge of energy that courses through you, connecting each neuron, each synapse, in a grand, networked chorus. With every exhale, imagine releasing the residual noise until only the pure, harmonious vibration remains. In this surrender, your inner rhythm, long hidden beneath the stresses of daily life, begins to echo the cosmic beat, a universal tempo that has been playing since time immemorial. Picture the universe as a vast, luminous ocean, where every ripple and current is a note in the cosmic melody. Within this ocean, your mind is not isolated. It is an integral part of the whole. The ambient cosmic vibrations, subtle shifts in the fabric of space-time, the murmurs of gravitational waves, the resonant frequencies of distant nebulae, slowly blend with your own inner music. This fusion creates a resonance that transcends the boundaries between self and the external world, dissolving the illusion of separation and bringing forth a profound sense of unity. In this moment of harmonic unison, you become aware that the very complexity of life, the intricate circuitry of your thoughts and emotions, is itself a manifestation of the same principles that govern the cosmos. The patterns within your mind, which once appeared as separate, discrete notes, now merge into a rich, sustaining chord. Each neural beat, each conscious breath, contributes to a soft symphony, a soundscape of balance and inner serenity that gently washes over you. Allow your focus to deepen as you observe this magnificent interplay. The rhythm in your mind, once frenetic and unpredictable, now mirrors the slow, deliberate cadence of the universe. There is a palpable stillness here, a quiet pause where the infinite expanse of space and the fleeting pace of thought find a common ground. In this shared pause, every vibration, every whisper of light or sound converges into a single, resonant field of calm, where differences vanish into the vast continuum of being. Imagine, too, that this harmonious integration is not static, but ever evolving. With each passing moment, your inner symphony adapts and transforms, reflecting the dynamic pulse of the cosmos. It is a living, breathing manifestation of the principle that great complexity, when allowed the space to be observed and embraced, transforms into simplicity, a clarity so pure it feels almost otherworldly. In this unity, the universe and your inner self are seen as one, the intricate and the sublime merging effortlessly in a dance of eternal becoming. Harmonic unison is a quiet invitation to trust the natural rhythms of life. It whispers that instead of struggling against the torrent of chaotic thoughts, you can welcome their energy and allow them to be shaped by the soft currents of cosmic vibration. Here you find that the deep structures of your mind are not a tangled maze to be untangled, but a beautifully orchestrated field of serene energy, each part a vital note contributing to the grand harmony of existence. In this meditative space, you come to recognize the gentle truth that within the ceaseless fluctuations of thought and sensation lies an enduring, unifying beat, a pulse that beats in step with the vast cosmic heart. It is a realization that calms the restless spirit, reconnects you to the mysteries of the universe, and grounds you in the knowledge that you are an essential part of an infinite, harmonious whole. This is the essence of harmonic unison, a journey to the core of your being, where the mind and the cosmos converge in a unified field of luminous, soothing energy. Silent Dialogues is a gentle unfolding of the inner conversation, an invitation to sit with yourself and listen to the quiet interplay of ideas and introspection that so often goes unspoken. In this state, your mind becomes a serene meeting place, where every thought is a quiet word, every feeling a soft reply, and the entire dialogue weaves together a fabric of calm and understanding. Picture a quiet study, dimly lit by the soft glow of twilight. In this intimate space, you settle into a comfortable chair and close your eyes. There is no rush, no expectation, only the space to allow each thought to arise and each memory to speak its truth. In the silence, you begin to notice that each idea is not isolated, but part of a greater conversation. Like ripples spreading across a still pond, these internal dialogues move gently, coming together with others, echoing softly, as if rehearsed in a timeless cadence. You begin by asking yourself a quiet question. Who am I beyond the noise of everyday life? The answer is not sharp or immediate, but rather it emerges in delicate layers. You recall moments of joy, sorrow, inspiration, and reflection. Each memory, a small voice that contributes to the full conversation of your life. They join together not as scattered fragments, but as parts of a coherent whole, like notes in a hymn that gradually blend into a soothing refrain. As you listen, you notice that your thoughts are like a quiet conversation between old friends. Some memories are gentle, like the whisper of leaves in a summer breeze, while others are bold, like a sudden flash of insight that cuts through the haze. In this internal dialogue, there is no judgment, only the pure, impartial understanding that all these thoughts are part of you. You allow these voices to speak freely, their subtle interplay crafting a narrative of self-discovery that is both profound and comforting. Imagine the mind as a vast landscape of interwoven paths. At first, the terrain appears intricate and even overwhelming. Ideas branch out like a dense forest, each path leading to new thoughts and emotions. But as you journey through this mental expanse, the paths slowly become clearer. A gentle understanding emerges, the realization that every branch and every twist is interconnected. What once seemed like a maze of confusion now reveals itself as an elegant design where every thought builds upon another, creating a continuous dialogue that bridges the deepest parts of your soul. In the midst of this internal conversation, you begin to perceive an underlying harmony, a quiet symphony that flows from the interplay of ideas. It is as though the mind, with all its complexity, has its own natural rhythm, a pulse that guides the conversation toward balance. In each pause between the thoughts, there is an invitation to simply be, to exist without the constant need to analyze or solve, just to feel a quiet fullness. The internal dialogue becomes a meditation, where ideas and introspection gather like soft clouds that slowly drift across a clear sky, both transient and eternal, at once. This dialogue is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a nurturing act of self-care. As you engage with the inner voices, you begin to recognize that even in moments of uncertainty, there is a steady tone of calm assurance. The many layers of your thinking, each worry, each hope, each fleeting impression, collapse into a single unifying message that you are whole. In that moment, the cacophony of busy thoughts merges into a delicate, radiant silence, a silence that is full of meaning, a stillness that is alive with gentle, resonant energy. Imagine now that this process is like tuning an instrument. When you first open your eyes after a long sleep, the sound of your inner music can be dissonant, a jumble of random notes playing out of sync. But as you settle into the day, you begin to adjust the strings, turning chaos into melody. Slowly, you learn to discern the clear, underlying tunes from the noise, and your inner symphony comes into focus, a harmonic unison that is both precise and boundlessly liberating. In this state of silent dialogue, you are not simply thinking, you are communicating with the essence of your being, aligning with the profound, quiet rhythms that reside at your core. In the soft glow of this introspection, you become aware that your thoughts are like a conversation with the universe itself, a dialogue that spans not only the complexities of your personal experiences, but also echoes the eternal harmony of nature. There is a quiet magic here, a realization that, just as the stars in the vast expanse of space converse in their silent light, so too do the neurons in your brain engage in an intimate dance of connection. The mind reveals its deep truth. That complexity is not a barrier, but a doorway to simplicity, a channel through which the gentle murmur of the cosmos can be heard. As you dwell in this state of silent dialogue, you may come to appreciate the beauty of the unspoken. Words, in their physical form, often fail to capture the fullness of this inner conversation. Yet, in the realm of quiet introspection, meaning flows without the constraints of language. It is a subtle yet transformative engagement, a continual internal exchange that refines and expands your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Each internal conversation, no matter how softly delivered, becomes a thread in a grand tapestry of inner wisdom. Cerebral Reverie is that quiet, dreamlike state where the mind's deepest reflections unfold like a gentle sonnet, a serene interplay between wakeful thought and the lucid mystery of dreaming. Imagine settling into a soft, welcoming silence where the frantic chatter of daily concerns slowly dims to a tender murmur. In that space, your mind transforms into a vast inner cosmos. Corridors of memory and streams of contemplation merge into a gentle, unbroken flow of insight. Picture your brain as a grand, star-studded chamber, each neuron flickering like a tiny lamp set against an endless velvet sky. At first, the flickering lights may seem random, a chaotic dance of electrical impulses. But as you breathe deeply and listen to your inner rhythm, an astonishing order emerges. These pulses and sparkles gradually synchronize, echoing a natural cadence that carries you into a state of lucid, reflective dreaming. As you journey deeper into this cerebral landscape, feel the soft resonance of your thoughts swirl around you. Each idea, whether it's a memory, a budding insight, or an abstract notion, becomes a gentle note in an ongoing internal dialogue. It is as if you are participating in a quiet conversation with your very essence, a dialogue that doesn't shout its truths but reveals them softly, over time, like ripples spreading over a calm lake. In this meditative moment, the boundaries between conscious reasoning and the tender realm of dreams blur. Imagine drifting on a sensory current where images and impressions blend effortlessly, a delicate interplay of light and shadow that conjures visions of distant memories and future hopes. The complexities of life, which once seemed overwhelming, recede into the background as your internal landscape unfolds with an almost musical quality. With each inhale, you gather scattered thoughts into a tender embrace, and with each exhale, you release the tension, letting your mind settle into an enduring peace. Visualize your inner world as a richly woven tapestry where every thread has its own unique hue and texture. At first glance, this tapestry might appear dense with interlaced complexities, each color and pattern a fragment of your experiences. But as you let yourself become the quiet observer, you notice that these seemingly disparate strands are interconnected in profound ways. They weave together into a harmonious whole, one that is as resilient as it is beautiful. Slowly, the detailed intricacies simplify into a luminous pattern of unity, inviting you into a state of gentle introspection. In the midst of this cerebral reverie, your thoughts begin to feel both weightless and significant, a paradox where the minutiae of daily life gently merge with expansive, dreamlike visions of possibility. It's a state where you can sense the profound calmness of being, and at the same time feel the creative spark of ideas coming to life. There's an internal music at play, a soft, rhythmic pulse that mirrors the timeless ebb and flow of the cosmos. This inner music, delicate yet unyielding, supports a lucid awareness where every thought and emotion is both individual and part of an endless, unifying chorus. Allow yourself to linger in this space as you explore how the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. See yourself floating along a serene river of consciousness, where each current is an insight and every gentle eddy a moment of introspection. As you drift, the vivid images of your personal history, joys and sorrows, triumphs and quiet moments of doubt, blend into a single luminous panorama. In that panorama, the detailed past is neither lost nor overwhelming, but instead serves as a subtle guide that leads you further into a state of thoughtful clarity. In this lucid dream state of gentle introspection, the interplay of your inner reflections becomes a dialogue without words, a silent conversation that speaks in the language of emotion, memory, and intuitive clarity. It is a dialogue that invites you to set aside the relentless demands of external life and immerse yourself in the quiet, fertile ground of your own mind. You no longer need to force connections between disparate ideas, because the mind, in its natural state, gently dissolves separation, blending each moment into the next. Imagine also that this cerebral reverie is not fleeting, but a constant possibility, a perpetual oasis within, where the steady hum of your inner world continually renews your spirit. The simple act of turning inward allows you to discover layers of calm that exist beneath the surface of everyday thinking. You are reminded that, even in the midst of life's complexity and occasional chaos, there exists an enduring quiet center, an inner sanctuary that is always available when you seek it. And as you dwell in this state, you come to understand that your inner dialogue is not simply an isolated phenomenon, but a microcosm of the universe itself. Just as the cosmos is an intricate web of light and energy, so too is your mind an interlacing of thoughts, images, and subtle sensations. In recognizing this, you feel a profound sense of connection, not only within yourself, but also with the vast, mysterious tapestry of existence. The resonance of your cerebral reflections carries you into a state of lucid dreaming, where the clarity of conscious thought meets the gentle flow of the dreamlike, offering a refreshing perspective on life. Silent dialogues within your mind thus become the key to unlocking a serene space of self-awareness. In that tranquil meeting of all your internal voices, you find that even the most complex thoughts can transform into simple, healing insights. This gentle process of reflection nurtures both the intellect and the soul, infusing your everyday existence with a quiet, sustaining peace. The elaborate symphony of neural activity gives way to a soft refrain, a melody of calm that reminds you, over and over again, that the essence of life is as much about introspection as it is about active engagement with the world. Submerged in Serenity is a meditative journey, a gentle plunge into a vast, tranquil sea, where every ripple is a thought, and each cascade of light mirrors the delicate interplay of your inner musings. It is an invitation to let go of the surface clamor and surrender to the natural, unhurried flow of consciousness. In this state, the mind transforms into a deep ocean of calm, where complex ideas and restless emotions dissolve into an endless expanse of soothing simplicity. Imagine yourself standing at the water's edge as the day softens into twilight. The horizon stretches far and wide, a gentle invitation to step into the cool, embracing depths. With each careful step you take, you feel the soft, yielding sand beneath your feet, the tangible evidence of life's countless patterns. These patterns, intricate in their formation, yet graceful in movement, echo the subtle choreography of your thoughts as they rise, recede, and merge into one another. You begin to wade into this ocean of reflection, where every droplet of water carries with it a delicate memory or an ephemeral spark of insight. At first, the surface may seem restless, a flurry of splashing ideas and shimmering emotions. But as you allow yourself to simply observe, you notice that beneath the ripples, there is a persistent, enduring current. It is as if the chaotic spray of everyday thoughts gradually subsides, giving way to an underlying harmony that unifies and calms. Drifting further, your mind becomes weightless, buoyed by the gentle cadence of the waves. You close your eyes and surrender to the rhythmic ebb and flow, feeling a resonance that is both ancient and immediate. In this submerged state, there is no pressure to solve problems or judge feelings. Instead, you engage in a quiet, internal dialogue, one that resembles a soft conversation between long-lost friends, where every whisper of an idea is met with a tender nod of understanding. As you float amidst this serene expanse, envision the myriad patterns of light dancing on the water. They shift and swirl like the brush strokes of a master painter, each one an emblem of the myriad facets of your inner life. The glistening reflections on the surface remind you that beauty lies not in perfection, but in the continuous, ever-changing interplay between light and shadow. Every ripple, every tiny disruption in the water is part of a larger, unspoken tapestry, a living work of art that celebrates both the complexity and the inherent simplicity of existence. There is something magical about surrendering to this state, a feeling of being completely enveloped by gentle energy. In the cool depth of this ocean, the clamor of the external world falls away like a distant memory. What remains is a singular, profound silence in which the mind can rest and rejuvenate. It is here that your consciousness unites with the fundamental pulse of nature, the steady, timeless rhythm of the earth and the cosmos. You realize that the intricate patterns of your inner world are in perfect harmony with the natural cadence of life, echoing the deep, resonant heartbeat of the universe itself. In this tranquil space, the cascade of your thoughts becomes a soft, rhythmic melody. As you surrender more deeply, the edges of your worries blur into a gentle glow of acceptance and peace. You feel as though you are cradled by the sea, a vast, nurturing presence that holds every nuance of your being. The tumult of the surface world, with its demands and distractions, recedes, leaving you with nothing but a serene openness. It is a moment of pure being, where every idea, every emotion, and every memory coalesces into a single, harmonious refrain. Allow the sensation to deepen. Sense the cool, steady flow of water around you, the rhythmic pulse of the tide echoing the soft cadence of your breath. In this state, even time seems to pause, a suspended silence where the past, present, and future converge in one continuous, luminous moment. The familiar rush of hours and the sharp divisions of days dissolve into a fluid continuum, inviting you to simply be without any expectation or destination. As you drift further into this submerged reverie, you discover that the deep resonance of your inner reflections is a guide, a subtle, persistent call to return to the calm, to trust in the natural order that underpins all existence. Every ripple in the ocean, every shifting pattern of light on the water, is a reminder that the universe is not chaotic or indifferent, but is a carefully orchestrated symphony of energy and emotion. It is in this state of profound calm that the mind achieves clarity. The multitude of thoughts and sensations transform, converging into a serene unison that is as transcendent as it is intimate. Submerged in serenity, you learn, is not about escaping the world outside, but about diving into the depths of your inner self and emerging renewed. Just as the sea refreshes the shore with each wave, you begin to appreciate that the complexity of life, when given space to flow and merge, gives birth to simplicity and calm. In this deep immersion, you find that each fleeting thought becomes a part of an expansive, all-encompassing dream, a lucid reverie in which the boundaries between self and the cosmos blur, and every fiber of your being resonates with a profound sense of peace. Mystic Currents is the silent invitation to let your mind become a vast ocean where hidden neural pulses flow like gentle tides. In this meditative space, every thought and feeling dissolves into a rhythmic current, a fluid, ever-shifting melody that leads you softly toward deep relaxation and clarity. Imagine yourself on the shore at twilight, the sky a canvas of soft lavender and indigo, as you watch the waves of your inner awareness roll in. The gentle splash of each wave is like a quiet reminder that every neural impulse, every fleeting idea, contributes to a grand, continuous flow, a current that bears both the echoes of your past and the promise of stillness yet to come. Begin by closing your eyes and attuning to the subtle hum of your brain. Picture within you a labyrinth of luminous pathways, billions of neurons illuminated by a quiet inner light, each one pulsing with its own secret rhythm. In this mental landscape, the myriad strands of thought that often seem scattered and chaotic are, upon closer listening, revealed as a delicate symphony. They rise like morning mist over a calm sea, merging and blending into patterns of serene energy. As you settle deeper into this quiet space, allow yourself to become aware of the fluid motion of these hidden currents. Visualize them as sparkling streams of light that flow through your neural networks, each connection pulsing in a graceful dance reminiscent of rippling water. With every breath you take, sense those streams expanding and contracting, ebbing and flowing just like the tides of the ocean. The rhythmic motion creates a space where stress and tension are gradually carried away with each outgoing wave, leaving only a gentle, pervasive calm. In this meditative journey, let your mind converse with itself in a silent dialogue. Imagine that each thought is a soft note in a long, unbroken melody. There is no need to judge, to analyze, or to hurry. Simply notice them as they drift by, as effortlessly as leaves floating on water. Some notes may be sharp and vivid, while others are soft and warm, yet together they form a seamless cascade of inner wisdom. In this state, the intricate complexity of your inner world transforms into a unified field of radiant simplicity, much like scattered droplets merging into a vast, tranquil ocean. Feel the warmth of this inner light as it gently pervades every corner of your consciousness. Visualize the currents of thought as intricate ribbons of energy that twist and turn, yet ultimately flow toward a central pool of serenity. This pool, deep and inviting, represents the core of your being, a quiet sanctuary where the noise of daily life subsides, replaced by a profound sense of presence. Let each breath draw you nearer to this inner core, like a tide drawing you into a gentle, protective embrace. As you continue to breathe slowly, notice how the boundaries between thought and feeling, memory and imagination begin to blur. In this moment of fluid integration, the neural currents and the rhythmic pulse of your heart align. It is as if the universe itself is speaking to you through these currents. A soft cosmic message that tells you everything you need is already within. The sound of your breath, the beat of your heart, and the shimmering flow of your thoughts converge in a moment of perfect unison, a living lullaby that caresses your mind. Imagine now that you are drifting deeper, surrendering to the flow, like an object carried along by a calm, persistent river. You allow the streams of consciousness to sweep you away into a lucid dreamscape. Here, the surface of your mind shimmers with echoes of distant stars and gentle cosmic vibrations. The more you surrender, the more the ever-changing patterns of thought melt into a serene, unified haze, a state of deep relaxation, where worries and tension become distant ripples in the vast ocean of your inner world. In this moment, relish the quiet power of stillness, the intricate network of your neural pathways, which once seemed too complex to fathom, now reveals its hidden order, a delicate balance between chaos and calm, complexity and simplicity. You are reminded that your mind, with all its countless currents, is a dynamic tapestry woven from both luminous thoughts and gentle quietude. Each pulse is part of a larger symphony that connects you to the boundless wonder of the cosmos, where every fluctuation in your inner landscape echoes the timeless rhythm of the universe. Stay here for a few long, unhurried moments. Allow your consciousness to float free on these mystic currents, soaking in the profound serenity that arises from this quiet communion with your inner self. Trust that as the cognitive waves soften, they carry you to deeper levels of self-awareness and inner peace, a state where the subtle interplay of ideas gently transforms into a vast reservoir of calm. When you eventually return to your awareness of the day, bring with you the gentle memory of this inner journey, a reminder that within the labyrinth of neural currents lies an ever-accessible sanctuary of tranquility. The ocean of your consciousness is always ready to cradle you in its rhythmic embrace, inviting you to return, again and again, to this mystical, calming realm where complexity dissolves into blissful simplicity. Stellar solitude is the poetic embrace of a cosmic stillness reflected in the quiet chambers of your mind, a meditative journey where the distant glow of far-off galaxies becomes intertwined with your own inner light, forging a bridge between the vastness of the universe and the intimate realm of personal peace. Imagine for a moment that you are seated beneath a boundless night sky, the darkness peppered with innumerable stars, each star a beacon of light from galaxies millions, even billions of years away, shines with a beauty that is both solitary and profound. In this scene, the immense cosmic expanse seems to whisper a secret, that every distant, luminous point mirrors a kind of quiet illumination within you. It is as if the universe has scattered bits of its own wonder across the heavens, and in their silent radiance, you recognize a deep, reflective kinship between the outer cosmos and your inner landscape. In this state of stellar solitude, your thoughts drift like gentle comets through the endless dark. There is no hurry, only the serene rhythm of a pulse that echoes the quiet hum of the universe. As you breathe slowly and deeply, allow your mind to wander freely among these radiant points of light. Every thought is like an ancient photon, journeying across time and space, carrying with it memories, hopes, and quiet truths. The once tumultuous chatter of everyday life softens into a contemplative murmur, a delicate interplay between the spontaneous burst of imagination and the grounded calm of inner wisdom. Visualize your mind as a vast reflective sea where the cosmic lights above find their echo. The surface of this inner ocean shimmers with the reflection of countless galaxies. Each ripple on the water represents a thought, a fleeting emotion, or an insight that drifts gently by. Over time, the individual ripples blend into a continuous soothing wave, a harmonious undulation that speaks to the unity underlying all existence. Here, the chaos of daily stress dissolves into a calm expanse, leaving you with nothing but the serene melody of your own consciousness. As you let yourself be carried along by this tranquil current, you begin to sense that the isolation of distant galaxies is not a symbol of loneliness at all, but of a profound, reflective solitude. In the solitude of the cosmos, each glimmer of light shines with a quiet dignity, a reminder that even though the universe may seem vast and detached, it resonates with a tenderness that mirrors your innermost self. Every faraway star, every sparkling nebula, becomes a metaphor for the quiet moments of introspection you experience, a silent dialogue between the infinite and the intimately personal. In this cosmic dance, the boundaries between outer space and inner thought blur. The brilliant spectacle of galaxies swirling in the cosmic void appears mirrored in the swirling patterns of your mind, in the way ideas and memories overlap like the brushstrokes of an unseen painter. The grandeur of the universe and the simplicity of inner peace intermingle, revealing that beauty is not defined solely by outward spectacle, but also by the understated glow of personal reflection. Feel the soft, steady pulse of the cosmos in your breath, a gentle rhythm that synchronizes with the beat of your heart. With each inhale, you draw in the cool, expansive energy of the night sky. With each exhale, you release any lingering tensions, allowing your soul to fill with luminous calm. In this meditative state, you connect with a deep reservoir of inner light, a quiet, unwavering force that, like the distant stars, remains constant through the shifting currents of time. Now, imagine that as you continue to rest in this space, your mind is bathed in an infinite stillness. The luminous points in the sky, the radiant echoes of cosmic history, offer you gentle guidance, a pathway to true inner clarity. This reflective solitude fosters a rare kind of lucidity, where your thoughts become as clear and unburdened as the night itself. In that luminous moment, you become aware that the quiet glow of distant galaxies, both out there in the expanse of space and within the depths of your being, is one and the same, a unifying light that leads you toward deep, enduring peace. Stellar solitude is the recognition that the cosmos, with all its immeasurable vastness, holds a mirror to the soul, that in each solitary star and every quiet nebula, there is a reflection of the inner self. It is a gentle, meditative invitation to embrace your own reflective light, to let it shine amid the dark, and to find in that glow the profound, sustaining calm of a tranquil inner universe. Temporal serenity is the gentle navigation of time itself, a mindful journey through an unhurried present where each second unfurls like a soft petal, inviting you to slow down and drift into peaceful sleep. Close your eyes and imagine that time, usually measured in hurried ticks and relentless marches, now stretches luxuriously before you. In this space, every moment becomes an elongated, caressing breath, a quiet interval where the weight of the day gradually lifts and each passing second transforms into a tender lullaby. Begin by taking a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, envision the steady rhythm of your pulse merging with the infinite, languid flow of time. With each exhale, allow the external hurry to dissolve. The minutes expand, becoming soft, fluid spans of stillness. Feel how, in this state of temporal serenity, the rush of everyday urgency is replaced by a pristine calm, a suspended moment where the past gently recedes, and the future is a quiet promise, rather than an anxious expectation. Imagine your internal clock not as a ticking device, but as the slow, rhythmic movement of celestial bodies. Picture a vast, starlit sky where galaxies drift serenely, their luminous trails echoing the measured cadence of your thoughts. As you watch this celestial dance, note how each distant, glowing orb reflects a whisper of your own inner light, a reminder that the universe's majestic pace is mirrored within your mind. Here, in the soft radiance of cosmic stillness, your thoughts become fluid and free, like silken threads weaving an intricate tapestry of dreams. Now, let your mind wander as you visualize a gentle river of time flowing endlessly through a quiet landscape. The water moves with serene grace, forming ripples and eddies that carry away tension. Each ripple is like a thought released into the soft current, a moment of mental clutter dissipating into the vastness. With every gentle swirl, the complexity of the day lightens, replaced by a profound clarity that welcomes the arrival of sleep. In this serene current, there is no hurry. Each droplet of time lingers, inviting you to pause, reflect, and surrender to the present. As you settle deeper, imagine that your surroundings begin to fade into a velvety darkness, with only the subtle glimmer of time remaining. your mind enters a state of lucid reverie, a dreamlike state where reality and imagination coalesce. In this suspended twilight, every fleeting moment stretches out, becoming a reservoir of calm that nourishes the soul. Your inner dialogue quiets to a soft murmur, like a gentle conversation between your conscious heart and the silent wisdom of the night. This dialogue is not a frantic analysis of the past or a fretful anticipation of the future. It is a simple, living awareness that embraces the fullness of now. Feel the serene rhythm of this internal landscape as it continues to unfold, a cascade of soft beats that mirror the eternal flow of time. Each beat paves the way to another. Each delicate pause is an invitation to deeper relaxation. In this state, the rigid boundaries of minutes and hours dissolve, and you begin to sense time as a warm, enveloping presence, a source of comfort that cradles your entire being. The outer clamor retreats, leaving you in the sublime embrace of an inner sanctuary where every moment is tender, every thought a gentle echo of tranquility. In the final stretch of your journey through temporal serenity, visualize yourself floating effortlessly in this quiet sea of time. The slow, enduring pulse of your heartbeat synchronizes with the soft, measured cadence of the universe, a vast, unhurried dance that steadies your mind and soothes your spirit. Here, your consciousness is both vast and intimate, echoing with the silent truths of an existence that is both momentary and infinite. In this luminous, meditative state, the gentle flow of time becomes a cherished companion, guiding you with its tender rhythm toward restful sleep and deep, rejuvenating peace. As you gradually drift toward slumber, carry with you the comforting image of time unfolding around you in soft, expansive arcs, a delicate interplay of past, present, and future, all merged into a singular, serene now. This is the essence of temporal serenity, a quiet, mindful passage into sleep, where every second lingers like a soft caress, inviting you into a state of blissful, unhurried tranquility. Submerged in time is an invitation to surrender to the gentle, unceasing flow of existence, a meditative journey where the measured rhythm of each second merges seamlessly with the infinite, timeless ocean. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the water's edge at dusk. The sky above is awash in the muted glow of early twilight, a wash of soft pinks, deep lavenders, and the faint silver of emerging stars. Before you stretches a vast river, its surface smooth and luminous, reflecting not only the heavens, but also the deep wells of your inner being. This river is time itself, flowing calmly and steadily, each moment a delicate droplet that melds with the eternal current. Step forward slowly into the water. As your bare feet feel the cool, yielding sand beneath them, you sense that every step you take carries you deeper into a state of gentle release. With each careful stride, you become aware of the tactile textures, the soft, granular sand, the faint ripple of water lapping over your skin, and the soothing murmur of the flowing current. These sensations ground you in the present moment, inviting you to leave behind the rush of everyday worries. For here, time is not measured by frantic ticking or ceaseless deadlines, but by a quiet, expansive cadence that envelops your entire being. Begin to inhale deeply, drawing in the calming freshness of the water and the cool evening air. As you exhale, imagine that you release all tension, every anxious thought, every burden of regret or expectation, allowing them to evaporate into the timeless vastness of the river. Notice how the water, as it moves, carries away those ripples of worry. It is as if the current itself gathers up every stray concern and dissolves it into its expansive flow. Now, envision the river of time as a radiant mirror. On its surface, every subtle ripple represents a fleeting moment of your life, a memory, a dream, a spark of insight. Look closely. What once appeared as individual, fragmented instants begin to shimmer and coalesce. The boundaries between yesterday, today, and tomorrow blur into a single soft continuum. Each droplet of time, though unique, is part of an undivided, eternal whole. In this luminous communion, the transient and the timeless become one, a calm, unified presence that gently lulls your thoughts into quiet surrender. As you drift deeper into this meditative state, feel the water of the river nourishing you, its gentle current caressing you in a tender embrace. Let your mind wander along with the slow, unhurried flow. Imagine that you are no longer in control of the current. Instead, you are carried effortlessly along its course, a passenger in a timeless vessel. In that surrender, the frenzied chatter of your thoughts softens into a quiet murmur, a background melody that is both soothing and expansive. Picture the scenes along the river's banks as shifting vistas of light and shadow. Here, a solitary tree stands bathed in gentle moonlight, its branches whispering tales of ancient secrets. There, a cluster of wildflowers nods softly in the cool breeze, each petal a reminder of the fragile beauty that exists in each passing moment. These images, ever-changing yet timeless, remind you that life is a series of soft, unfolding moments, a perpetual dance between the ephemeral and the eternal. As you continue to float, the air around you grows still, the minutes stretch, unbound by urgency, and the ceaseless flow of time transforms into a quiet reservoir of peace. In this suspended moment, you become aware that every second offers a renewed chance to simply be, to exist without striving, to rest without regret. The river of time, with its gentle and rhythmic pulse, guides you toward a state of deep relaxation, preparing you for the serene transition into sleep. Slowly, the boundaries of self seem to dissolve. You sense that you are both part of this calm, endless stream, and a mirror reflecting its light. With every breath, you sink further into that serene, timeless space. Your mind, which may have once raced with endless concerns, now echoes with the gentle whisper of the river. In that soft, meditative lull, you come to understand that the flow of time is a nurturing, inexhaustible source of solace, a quiet companion that carries you into the realm of restorative sleep and gentle introspection. Hold this vision for as long as you wish, a moment where every ripple, every soft caress of the current becomes an affirmation that you are deeply connected to the vast, unhurried expanse of the universe. When you are ready to return, let the memory of this submerged calm remain with you, a gentle reminder that every moment, though fleeting, merges with the eternal, lulling your thoughts into a quiet, rejuvenating surrender. Neural constellation is a meditative journey into the very circuitry of your mind, a luminous network of thoughts and sensations that come together as if they were stars in your own inner galaxy, forming a radiant tapestry of tranquility. Close your eyes and begin by envisioning your mind as a vast, starlit expanse. In this quiet space, every thought, every fleeting sensation, shimmers like a distant star. Each neuron you imagine is a tiny point of light, waiting to connect with others across the infinite sky of your consciousness. Allow yourself to settle into a comfortable, quiet posture. With each gentle breath, feel as though you are drawing in not just air, but pure, unfiltered light, a soft radiance that permeates your entire being. As you breathe in, imagine a gentle glow spreading throughout your head, slowly igniting the intricate network of your neural pathways. Picture these pathways as delicate filaments, each carrying the warm light of awareness. and observe how they begin to interlace in a graceful dance, a cosmic choreography where every connection contributes to a grand constellation of thought. See this luminous constellations expand slowly, an ever-growing map of radiant ideas that align and merge. The neurons light up in patterns that are as unique as fingerprints, yet in their diversity, they form a harmonious design that mirrors the interconnectedness of the universe itself. Each synaptic spark is like the flicker of a far-off star, making its own contribution to the overall brilliance. At first, these sparks might seem scattered, isolated points, lost in the vastness. But gradually, as you allow your awareness to embrace each tiny glimmer, the patterns begin to form an elegant tapestry, a gentle, unfolding narrative written in light. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, allow the image to shift. Now, the stars of your inner constellation seem to dance to a subtle rhythm, moving slowly in a celestial waltz. The twinkle of each neural spark is joined by quiet pulses of emotion and sensation, memories, hopes, insights that add vibrant hues and shifting textures to the canvas. This is not a chaotic flicker, but an orderly and tender interplay, where every dazzling light finds its complement in the shared glow of its neighbors. Imagine yourself floating amid this inner galaxy. The usual noise of hurried thoughts fades into the background, replaced by the soft murmur of your neural conversation, a silent dialogue that weaves through your consciousness with the grace of a gentle breeze. With each passing second, the constellation of your thoughts grows more cohesive, as if the distance between each spark diminishes until every light becomes part of a single, shimmering whole. In this expansive vision, the boundaries between your thoughts and your feelings begin to dissolve. What was once an array of separate, fleeting ideas now intermingles, like stardust forming spiraling galaxies. Your mind's complexity gives way to an undeniable sense of unity, a radiant field where the infinite diversity of your inner world is embraced as a singular work of art. This is neural constellation, a state where the intricate dance of neurons is not merely a series of isolated flashes, but a unified, resplendent network that nurtures deep inner peace. Now, bring your focus to the quiet spaces between these luminous connections. In these gentle interludes, you find the core of a deep, meditative calm, the soft silence that follows a beautiful musical phrase. It is here, in the effortless pause, that every spark of thought settles into a resonant echo. The quiet hum of this internal harmony lulls your mind, inviting you to become both the observer and the very essence of this glowing tapestry. In that stillness, you begin to notice how the radiant network reflects the rhythm of the cosmos, steady, patient, and enduring. Feel how, with every slow breath, the lights within you grow brighter and yet more gentle. The vivid bursts of inspiration that once startled you now meld seamlessly into the calm continuum of your mental sky. The electric zing of rapid thought softens to a tender glow, and what remains is an inner landscape filled with soft, pulsating radiance, a quiet place where the mind finds rest and recovery. Allow yourself to float in this space for a few long, unhurried moments. Imagine that the beauty of your neural constellation is a reminder that every fleeting idea and every vibrant sensation is part of a far more intricate and meaningful design, a design that connects you with the larger universe. Here, in the shimmering network of your mind, you hold a precious secret, that within the complexity of neural activity lies a profound simplicity, one that cultivates peace and nourishes the soul. As you slowly bring your attention back, carry with you the memory of this luminous tapestry, a gentle, serene reminder that your inner world, with all its intricate connections, is a vast constellation that continually lights your path. With this quiet assurance, you step back into the flow of the day, knowing that the peace of your neural constellation is always within reach. The puzzle of peace is an exploration into the art of reconciling seemingly disconnected fragments, a journey of assembling scattered ideas into a coherent, tranquil whole. Imagine each thought, each recollection, and every fleeting impression as an individual puzzle piece. These pieces, at first appearing random and disjointed, carry subtle hues of meaning, echoes of experience, and traces of emotion that hint at a larger design waiting to emerge. In this exploration, the process of organizing these fragments is itself an invitation to consider the interwoven nature of our inner lives and our surroundings. Picture, for a moment, a vast jigsaw puzzle laid out on an expansive table. In its raw state, the pieces, each with its unique shape, color, and texture, seem to scatter light in different directions. Some might be warm and vibrant, while others are cool, subdued, or even somber. Yet with patient consideration, patterns begin to reveal themselves. A fragment of a cherished childhood memory might share a subtle tone with the remnants of a long-forgotten daydream, and the gentle interplay of these colors suggests that there is an underlying order in the chaos. In this creative process, every piece matters. A single fragment can hint at an entire landscape of emotion or a fleeting spark of insight. Just as a painter uses patches of color to evoke a mood, the individual elements of our thoughts, feelings, and experiences combine to form a larger image of serenity. The challenge and the beauty of constructing peace is in recognizing that none of these fragments are irrelevant. Rather, they are all integral, each contributing to the final composition in its own inimitable way. Consider the notion that peace is not a static state, but an evolving tapestry of moments. At times, the individual pieces may seem too sharp or out of place, a disagreement between what is expected and what is recalled. At other moments, they effortlessly dovetail into a pattern that radiates calm, like the soft interplay of light and shadow on a quiet landscape. The process of arranging these fragments is one of discovery, uncovering how the soft hues of a melancholy memory can complement the bright spark of hope, and how even the rough edges of disappointment can be softened by the gentleness of newfound insight. In our daily lives, the puzzle of peace might be likened to the arrangement of disparate experiences. A long, hard day at work, a fleeting interaction that left a seed of kindness, a moment of personal triumph, or the quiet solitude of an evening walk. Each of these experiences is a unique piece of a larger mosaic. Only when they are viewed together do they reveal a pattern of growth, continuity, and comfort. It is in piecing together these moments that one begins to understand that even the most turbulent periods have contributed valuable contours to the overall picture. The struggle to find tranquility often relies on the capacity to honor every fragment and recognize its place in the unfolding narrative of life. The act of assembling this puzzle is, in itself, transformative. It transforms the way we perceive the fragments. Suddenly, each seemingly isolated thought is imbued with a new sense of purpose and interconnectedness. There is a quiet satisfaction in realizing that what once appeared as isolated shards of experience are in fact the very building blocks of a harmonious whole. In this light, peace ceases to be an abstract state to be attained and becomes a natural result of understanding how our internal world is organized. The metaphor extends further when we consider how the process of arranging these pieces mirrors the evolution of our understanding of the world. Scientific inquiry, philosophical reflection, and creative expression all begin with discrete observations that, when considered together, reveal deeper patterns and universal truths, much like astronomers mapping distant galaxies or musicians blending individual notes into a symphony. Our reflective efforts bring cohesion to the myriad parts of our existence. In practical terms, the puzzle of peace invites us to periodically step back and survey the array of our experiences without judgment. It encourages a gentle examination of our thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, a discernment that seeks to understand rather than to dismiss. Every memory and idea, no matter how seemingly insignificant or discordant, contributes to the resonance of our overall inner landscape. The interplay among these various components ultimately forms a serene tableau, a composed reflection that celebrates the entirety of our human experience. Imagine, if you will, that you are looking at a completed mosaic whose individual tiles, each bearing its own story, combine to form a breathtaking portrait of harmony. The intricate details of each tiny tile are visible only upon close inspection, yet the overall image radiates with a unified sense of balance and calm. In this vision, the puzzle of peace is not about erasing the complexity of our lives, but about embracing it, recognizing that true tranquility is born when we acknowledge and integrate every facet of our inner world. Thus, the puzzle of peace is an ongoing narrative, a dynamic process of integration and recognition. It is the act of taking those scattered, disparate fragments of our experiences, our joys, sorrows, aspirations, and doubts, and fitting them together in such a way that they reveal an inherent, resonant tranquility. It is the quiet realization that every component, every seemingly mismatched detail of our life finds its rightful place in a grand, coherent composition of serenity. The reflective abyss is an exploration into the inner landscape of the mind, a journey where the seemingly disparate layers of memory, emotion, and thought blur into a continuous stream of understanding and quiet clarity. In this vision, the mind is conceived as a vast, intricate expanse, much like a deep ocean whose surface may ripple with transient impressions, yet below lies a profound, inexhaustible depth. It is in this fathomless interior that every fragment of experience, however scattered, gradually dissolves into a luminous current of insight, revealing the inherent unity and tranquility that binds them. At first glance, consciousness may appear as a mosaic of sharp angles and isolated moments, a collage of vivid recollections, fleeting ideas, and visceral emotions. Each of these components, like solitary islands in an endless sea, carries its own distinct hue and texture. Yet, with closer attention, the separateness begins to soften. The harsh edges of individual experiences yield to a gentle blending, as if watercolors merging on a canvas, past triumphs, melancholic memories, and the quiet whispers of forgotten dreams interlace to create a subtle yet intricate pattern, a soft, dissolving trace that gradually forms a unified whole. In this reflective space, time itself appears to slow down, stretching each moment into an expansive interval. What was once experienced as the abrupt, staccato cadence of daily life now ebbs into a gentle, continuous flow. Like sediment carried by a meandering river, thoughts and impressions traverse a course that is at once both deliberate and naturally unfolding. As these moments merge, they begin to reveal a coherent narrative, a tapestry in which every thread, regardless of its origin or intensity, contributes harmoniously to the overall picture of inner peace. This process of integration is not a matter of erasing differences or whitewashing emotion. Rather, It is an act of synthesis. The mind, with its myriad signals and undercurrents, arranges itself with a quiet intelligence. It does not discard its complexity, but reconfigures it. Each experience, whether marked by exuberant joy or a quiet sorrow, is recognized for its contribution to the sum of who we are. In the reflective depths, the individual notes of life, sharp, vivid, and sometimes discordant, find their proper place in a symphony of understanding. The polarity of extremes gently subsides into a balanced tone as the ebb of intense feelings gives way to a serene equilibrium. Layer upon layer, the reflective mind charts its internal domain, much like an astronomer mapping the stars. The fragments of thought, once isolated in the darkness of memory, begin to glow with a soft radiance. These glowing shards of sensation and reflection, when seen as part of an expansive network, reveal interconnected patterns that echo the fundamental structure of the cosmos. Just as constellations, composed of countless distant stars, guide navigators through the night, the resonant network of our inner experiences serves as a guide toward deeper self-understanding. In this vast inner territory, the reflective abyss turns into a luminous map, each connection a gentle marker, pointing the way to a coherent, tranquil self. The quiet transformation that unfolds in the reflective abyss is both subtle and transformative. It is not an abrupt shift into oblivion or a sudden cessation of thought. Rather, it is a delicate metamorphosis, where the frenetic details of our mental chatter gradually settle into a state of calm observation. The mind learns to notice that every seemingly stray thought and every fleeting sensation is part of a grand, interconnected dialogue. Like ripples converging upon a still pond, these multiple streams of consciousness intertwine and complement one another until they form a continuous, soothing current. In this state, the cacophony of scattered reflections gives way to a steady, unbroken murmur, a soft cadence that speaks of a deep, abiding peace. There is a quiet majesty in this journey through the reflective abyss. It reveals that what appears as a chaotic jumble of sensory data and emotional impressions is, in its essence, an ordered field, a tapestry of experiences arranged in layers that build upon one another to create meaning. Each moment, each nuance, is both distinct in its individuality and inseparable from the whole. The act of piecing together these fragments is akin to solving an intricate puzzle. The final picture, when viewed in totality, is an image of serene balance. This process, rich in quiet logic and gentle intuition, underscores the idea that inner peace is not a static destination, but an ever-unfolding mosaic, constantly revised and perfected through reflection and insight. Thus, the reflective abyss stands as an invitation to peer deeply into the mind, to embrace the gradual unfolding of self that comes from integrating every layer of experience. It is a journey that recognizes the beauty in complexity and finds that, when all the pieces are taken into account, a coherent image of tranquility emerges, a tapestry where every thought, every memory, and every emotion fits gracefully into the larger narrative of a peaceful existence. This process does not demand that we force uniformity, but rather that we appreciate how the diversity of our inner world, when allowed to mingle and merge, reveals a calm and timeless truth. Astral Reverie is a journey into the boundless depths of your inner universe, where the soft glow of ethereal stars guides your thoughts into a realm of gentle wonder. Imagine yourself floating weightlessly in a dark expanse, where the cosmos unfolds around you in a silent ballet of shimmering light. In this quiet space, every star is a whisper of a forgotten dream, every constellation a map of the emotions and memories that have shaped you. The vastness of space becomes a mirror for the inner landscape of your mind, reflecting the infinite complexity and the tender, unspoken beauty that resides within. Picture a sky adorned with countless stars, each one pulsing with a quiet brilliance. These lights are not distant or cold. They radiate warmth, inviting you to drift closer and discover the delicate connections between your own thoughts and the mysteries of the universe. As you glide effortlessly among these celestial bodies, you sense that the familiar worries of the day begin to dissolve. Instead, a profound stillness takes root, a calm, dreamlike state where time seems to stretch and soften like a silken ribbon. Allow your mind to wander among the constellations, each one a symbol of the myriad facets of your inner life. Some stars shimmer with the soft hues of cherished memories, while others burn with the vibrant intensity of new insights. In this vast astral expanse, the boundaries between the conscious and the subconscious blur, merging into a luminous tapestry that celebrates the totality of your experience. Here, you are both the observer and the observed, a vital part of an ever-expanding cosmos that sings in a language of light and quiet awe. As you journey deeper, envision that the glow of each star fuses with the light of your inner awareness, creating brilliant clusters of insight that illuminate the hidden recesses of your mind. The intricate dance of these lights, subtle pulses of thought, flashes of inspiration, and soft echoes of emotion, forms a radiant network that gently cradles your spirit. Each moment becomes a luminous bead strung together on the infinite thread of the universe, where the chaos of daily life is transmuted into a soft, harmonious melody. Feel the serene pull of the cosmic tide as it draws you into a state of tranquil alignment. With every breath, imagine that the deep, steady rhythm of the universe synchronizes with the beat of your heart, creating a pulse that is both timeless and intimately personal. This delicate interplay of energy encourages you to let go of any residual tension, allowing your thoughts to settle into a peaceful cadence. In that reflective stillness, the myriad details of your inner world coalesce into a single, coherent vision, a vivid portrait of calm and wonder that speaks directly to your soul. Visualize, too, that as you drift among these astral currents, the gentle luminescence of distant galaxies begins to mirror your own inner light. The radiant glow of far-off celestial bodies infuses you with an overwhelming sense of connection, reminding you that you are a part of a grand cosmic tapestry. Every speck of light, every flicker on the horizon, reinforces the notion that the universe is both vast and intimately woven into the fabric of your being. This realization is not overwhelming. It is a quiet affirmation that amidst the endless expanse of space, there exists a serene center, an inner sanctuary where you can always return. As your journey continues, allow the image of the celestial panorama to evolve into a slow, hypnotic rhythm, a gentle flow that carries you effortlessly from one shimmering moment to the next. The stars, the constellations, and the soft, ambient glow of nebulae become the guiding elements of your inner map, a navigational chart that directs you toward deeper layers of introspection and peaceful clarity. In this vast space, the process of self-discovery is as natural as the motion of the planets, unfolding gracefully in a series of soft revelations that illuminate the quiet corners of your mind. In the final moments of your astral wanderings, you begin to sense the ultimate unity between the cosmic and the personal. The gentle, dreamlike visions of starlight have transformed the scattered fragments of thought into a coherent, luminous whole, a radiant testament to the inner peace that resides at your core. The reflective cosmos, once distant and abstract, now feels intimately familiar, as if the soft glow of the universe were a gentle whisper, directly speaking to the quiet heart of your existence. Astral Reverie is not a destination, but a continuous, unfolding experience, a sublime reminder that within the expansive, silent beauty of the cosmos lies the profound, enduring calm of your own inner universe. Embrace this luminous journey and allow the celestial rhythm to guide you into a state of peaceful clarity and wonder. Velvet Paradox is an invitation to contemplate the tender contradictions that lie at the heart of existence, a reflective journey through the gentle interplay of opposing forces that, in their soft, velvety union, create a quiet sanctuary of balance and wonder. Imagine life as a canvas painted with two contrasting hues, one of light and warmth, the other of shadow and cool introspection. At first glance, these colors seem to pull in opposite directions, each vying for prominence. Yet, on closer observation, you find that their edges soften where they meet, blending into a subtle gradient, a seamless transition where light dissolves into shadow, and the apparent conflict gives way to a harmonious embrace. This is the paradox, that opposites, rather than remaining forever separate, are destined to merge in a tender confluence, producing an unexpected tranquility. Consider the way the morning dew clings to a spider's web. Each droplet reflects the world in its own tiny sphere, capturing shards of light and darkness simultaneously. There is an inherent contradiction in the fact that something as fragile as a drop of water can both refract brilliant colors and yet dissolve into nothingness. It is in that fleeting balance, a moment when the drop exists in its pure form, suspended between solidity and vapor, that beauty is born. In our lives too, moments of quiet tension and soft release intertwine. The sorrow we sometimes feel is tempered by a deep well of hope, and even in our moments of calm, there lingers the promise of change. The Velvet Paradox calls to mind the image of a calm sea, where the rhythmic waves of water embody the union of tumult and stillness. On any given day, the ocean is a study in contrast, waves crashing against rocks, and then retreating to leave behind a mirror-like surface that reflects the sky. It is not the violence of the surge, but the afterglow of its passage that reveals the ocean's true nature, a profound serenity formed in the wake of its own dynamic energy. So too in our inner world, the rush of emotion and the quiet moments of reflection are two halves of the same whole. The pulse of passion finds its counterpoint in the soft cadence of introspection, and together they compose the music of our being. In the realm of nature, look to the interplay between the sun and the moon, a dance of fiery brilliance and gentle luminescence. The sun's intense light brings clarity, energy, and life to our days. Yet it is in the quiet, reflective glow of the moon that we find rest and renewal. They are diametrically opposed in their intensity, yet both are essential, each revealing different aspects of our reality. This duality is mirrored in our own lives, where periods of vigorous activity give way to times of deep contemplation. It is through the acceptance of these dual forces that we come to understand that conflict is not a state of division, but rather a natural rhythm that, when embraced, fosters growth and inner peace. Reflect also on the notion of silence itself, a profound quiet that is both empty and full. Silence can be unsettling in its apparent void, yet it also serves as the fertile ground upon which ideas take root and flourish. In the quiet moments between our thoughts, there exists an almost paradoxical fullness, a rich space where the mind can settle and find clarity. This silence is not the absence of sound or thought, but a presence, an ever-subtle background hum that underpins the chaos of daily life. In that quiet space, the tension between noise and quiet, between activity and stillness, resolves into a soft, velvety calm. The tender contradictions of existence are also evident in the natural cycles of growth and decay. Consider the life of a flower. Its vibrant bloom, full of color and promise, inevitably gives way to wilt and wither. Yet in that decay lies the seed of new life, the promise of another bloom, more resilient and refined. In the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, we see that what appears as an ending is but a transformation, a change that carries within it the potential for renewed beauty. This cyclical rhythm teaches us that every conclusion holds a quiet invitation to begin anew, and that the contrasts in life are not endpoints, but transitions, each carrying its own quiet power. As you reflect on these ideas, envision them as pieces of an intricate puzzle. Each fragment, be it a burst of joy, a tinge of sorrow, or a moment of unexpected clarity, holds its unique place in the grand mosaic of your life. Initially, the pieces might seem mismatched or scattered, yet upon careful examination, you discover that every piece is essential. They interlock in a way that transforms a disjointed collection of experiences into a coherent image of inner harmony. The process of piecing them together reveals that the seeming contradictions in your life are actually complementary parts of a whole, where each contrast enriches the other and contributes to the overall texture of peace. In this reflective state, you come to understand that the beauty of the velvet paradox is not in resolving differences by erasing them, but in celebrating them as integral to the rhythm of life. It is a recognition that within the interplay of opposing forces, where light meets dark, silence meets sound, passion meets tranquility, there exists a profound balance. This balance is delicate and tender, much like the soft fabric of velvet, and it invites you to embrace every aspect of your experience without judgment. The paradox lies in the fact that it is through our contrasts, our struggles, and our joys that we come to a deeper understanding of what it means to be whole. Eternal resonance is an invitation to tune into the gentle, enduring vibrations that echo deep within your inner world, a timeless lullaby that weaves together your most cherished memories and brightest aspirations into a single, harmonious symphony. Close your eyes and imagine your inner landscape as a vast, starlit expanse where each moment shines like a luminous note in a boundless melody. In this space, the soft cadence of your experiences, every remembered laugh, every quiet tear, every hopeful thought, melds into an ever-present hum that transcends the boundaries of time. Picture the sound of a distant bell, its tone lingering in the air long after it has been struck, gradually fading into a soothing echo. This is the sound of your inner resonance, a gentle vibration that connects you with the entirety of your being. Each pulse, like a heartbeat of light, carries with it the warmth of your past and the promise of your future, uniting them in a continuous reflective flow. It is as though the universe itself has composed a lullaby just for you, where every rising note is a memory and every falling tone a new dream. Visualize your inner world as a serene tapestry, woven with threads of vivid recollections and tender hopes. Some threads shimmer with the golden glow of happy moments, while others flow with the soft blue of introspection. At first, these threads may appear scattered, each telling its own story. Yet, as you listen closely, you begin to notice how they intertwine naturally, creating a pattern of profound beauty and balance. The disparate fragments of your life merge into a coherent whole, where the quiet murmur of yesterday seamlessly meets the gentle promise of tomorrow. Allow this harmonious melody to guide you into a state of deep, reflective clarity. With each slow, measured breath, imagine drawing in the soothing energy of that inner song. With every exhale, feel the tension of everyday worries dissipate, replaced by a calm awareness that settles like dew upon your thoughts. The familiar clamor of your daily life gradually fades, and in its place emerges a profound silence, a space where the continuous flow of gentle sounds and subtle images invites you to rest. As you drift further into this reverie, the luminous notes of your inner symphony begin to reveal hidden depths, layers of meaning that resonate with the soft rhythm of your soul. There is a quiet interplay here, a dance between the reflective hues of your past and the vibrant colors of your aspirations. The melody is neither fast nor forceful. It is as soft as a whisper and as steady as the tide, carrying you effortlessly along a river of gentle insight. In this meditative state, your mind feels both expansive and intimately connected, as if every thought is a star and every feeling a radiant galaxy in a cosmic map of your consciousness. In the midst of this timeless serenade, you begin to sense that the ordinary and the extraordinary are one. The quiet pulse of a childhood memory, the distant echo of a long-forgotten song, and the delicate glimmer of a yet-to-be-born dream all come together in a single, unified vibration. It is a reminder that your inner world, with all its complexity and nuance, is woven together by an unbreakable thread of serenity. The intricate web of your experiences forms a symphony that not only comforts, but also inspires, a lullaby that sings of resilience, growth, and the eternal light within you. Stay with this vision for a few long moments. Let the sound of your inner resonance wash over you like a soft tide, and allow the gentle, interwoven melody of your memories and dreams to cradle your heart. In that deep, reflective space, you realize that every vibration, no matter how faint, is a vital part of the cosmic song, a reminder that the essence of who you are is rooted in both the delicate past and the radiant future. When you eventually return to the waking world, carry with you the luminous echo of this inner symphony, a quiet, enduring melody that reassures you of the eternal connection between your inner light and the boundless cosmos. Eternal resonance is not merely a momentary escape, but an invitation to live each day with a mindful appreciation for the gentle, harmonious rhythm that unites all of your experiences into a timeless lullaby of peace. Silent metamorphosis is an unfolding of the mind's quiet transformation, a gentle evolution where the tumult of raw thought gradually refines itself into clear, crystalline moments of peaceful insight. Imagine your thoughts as delicate forms, shifting slowly like the petals of a flower opening to the dawn. At first, ideas appear in the murmur of everyday chatter, a swirl of fleeting impressions, half-formed notions, and the residue of yesterday's concerns. Yet, as you allow this internal landscape to settle, these scattered fragments begin to smooth into a coherent, luminous flow. Picture for a moment a block of rough marble. At its surface, countless imperfections lie hidden beneath layers of disorder. With time, patience, and the quiet force of inner awareness, that raw marble is chiseled away until only pure, shining stone remains. So too does your mind, through silent metamorphosis, sculpt its thoughts from chaos into clarity. Each thought, each subtle spark of reflection, is slowly refined until it stands out like a crystal, catching the light, a clear, precise moment of insight that radiates calm and understanding. Envision these refined moments as tiny prisms that catch the ambient glow of your inner world. When light passes through them, it shatters into a spectrum of colors, each hue representing a different facet of your experience. Joy intermingled with sorrow, aspiration woven with quiet acceptance. These luminous fragments come together to form an ever-evolving mosaic where each piece contributes to a larger pattern of inner balance. In this process, the complexity of your mental landscape is gently transformed into an ordered, harmonious design that reflects the subtle beauty of who you truly are. Allow your awareness to drift through this crystalline tapestry. Notice how the once distorted shapes of your thoughts now appear sharp and distinct, yet interlinked in a graceful, unbroken chain. With each passing moment, the edges of confusion and uncertainty are softened, and what remains is a serene clarity, a peaceful state where every idea finds its rightful place in a quiet symphony of reflection. The evolution of thought becomes a gentle unfolding, where the mind's raw energy is gradually transmuted into wisdom, and the transient shadows of doubt dissolve into the bright light of understanding. As you continue on this journey, imagine that the air around you shimmers with the sound of quiet transformation, a delicate, almost imperceptible hum that signals the steady rhythm of inner change. It is as if each breath you take carries away remnants of discord, replacing them with a soft murmur of clarity. In this space, the cacophony of daily concerns fades into a background lull, leaving you with the gentle assurance that, over time, every fragmented idea can be molded into a lucid vision of peace. Reflect on the natural progression of life itself, a perpetual dance of decay and rebirth, of transformation and renewal. Just as a caterpillar slowly morphs into a radiant butterfly, your thoughts too undergo a metamorphosis, a silent, persistent evolution that ultimately brings forth a deeper, more refined essence. In the quiet intimacy of your inner world, the process of metamorphosis is not abrupt, but measured, unfolding with the elegance of nature's most patient artists. As you observe this inner transformation, you come to see that every small insight is a stepping stone toward greater understanding. The process is continuous, a slow, steady stream where each moment contributes to the mosaic of your life. The clarity you attain is not fleeting but enduring, a gentle luminosity that remains with you as you move through the day. It is a reminder that, within the quiet evolution of thought, there exists a wellspring of inner peace that is always available, waiting to be rediscovered with every new moment of reflection. In the final stretches of this reflective journey, allow yourself to fully appreciate the beauty of this metamorphosis. The mind, once a jumble of scattered ideas, has now become a radiant constellation of clear, shining insights, a testament to the power of quiet transformation. Each crystalline moment stands as a beacon of understanding, illuminating the path toward a harmonious and balanced state of being. This is the essence of silent metamorphosis, a gentle, ongoing evolution where the heart of your inner world is continually refined into a peaceful, resonant clarity that guides you with tender certainty. Embrace the knowledge that, through this process, every challenge, every moment of disarray is simply part of the intricate dance toward inner brilliance. In that luminous calm, the puzzle of your thoughts finds its perfect alignment, a silent symphony of transformation that is both a celebration of the past and a promise of a tranquil future. Mystic momentum invites you to surrender to the subtle energy that gently propels your consciousness along a meandering path toward restful bliss. Imagine yourself in a quiet space where the pulse of the universe is felt as a soft, rhythmic push, like a gentle current that guides a leaf on a serene river. Here your mind is free to drift, carried by an unhurried flow that transforms each moment into a soft whisper of possibility. picture the sensation of standing on the bank of a wide, tranquil river. The water moves slowly, its current both purposeful and tender. As you step forward, you feel the gentle embrace of the current at your feet, its cool touch inviting you to let go of tension and worry. With every step, the current carries you farther from the clamor of daily life, drawing you into a state of deep relaxation. This is not a forceful pull, but a delicate nudge, a rhythmic, persistent momentum that quietly guides you forward. Now, close your eyes and imagine that each breath you take synchronizes with this gentle energy. Inhale slowly, feeling the refreshing coolness of the current fill your being. Exhale and let go of the weight of your thoughts, releasing them like ripples into the water. With every cycle of breath, the energy around you seems to pulse in harmony with your own heartbeat, creating a tender resonance that infuses you with calm. As you drift along the river of time and consciousness, notice how the water reflects the soft glow of the evening sky. The surface shimmers with hues of deep blue and gentle violet, mirroring the subtle shifts of your inner landscape. Every ripple and eddy carries a fragment of your memory, every shimmering wave a quiet aspiration. The current weaves these elements together into a cohesive tapestry, a mosaic of experience and emotion that slowly reveals a sense of inner balance. Imagine that this flowing energy is like a series of luminous beads strung along a delicate thread. Each bead represents a moment of clarity, a brief, crystalline insight that lights up your awareness. They sparkle softly in the dim light, each one adding to the overall glow of the path ahead. As you move along, these beads gradually coalesce into a steady, comforting rhythm, a steady pulse that underlies the ever-changing surface of your thoughts. Allow the gentle push of this energy to carry you deeper into a state where time itself seems to expand. The seconds stretch out into soft, unhurried intervals, and the everyday rush of the world falls away. In this space, every moment is cherished, each one unfolding slowly like a delicate petal opening at dawn. There is no need to hurry or grasp at fleeting thoughts. Simply let them pass, like clouds drifting across a vast, open sky. In this state of mystic momentum, the interplay between your inner reflections and the gentle current forms a quiet dialogue, a conversation without words, where every sensation and every fleeting idea is acknowledged in a calm, unassuming manner. The energy guides you effortlessly, encouraging a state of lucid, restful clarity, where even the most complex thoughts dissolve into a soft, cohesive stream. Imagine the path before you as a winding trail, bathed in gentle light. As you follow it, you notice that the landscape of your mind becomes increasingly serene. The edges of your worries soften, and a profound sense of peace begins to pervade your entire being. With each measured step, you feel more connected to the quiet rhythm of the universe, a reminder that everything moves in harmony, guided by a timeless, nurturing force. In the final stretch of your journey, you begin to sense that the momentum is not pushing you forward in a hurry, but rather inviting you to pause and simply be. The gentle current of energy, like a soft lullaby, soothes your restless mind and nurtures a deep inner stillness. In that reflective quiet, the myriad fragments of your thoughts settle into a unified glow, a serene panorama where every element, every memory, every aspiration fits perfectly into the greater tapestry of your existence. Mystic momentum, then, is the soft, enduring force that carries you toward a state of restful bliss, a quiet assurance that amidst the ebb and flow of life, there exists a gentle, guiding current that brings clarity, balance, and peace. As you allow yourself to be carried along this meandering path, you discover that the journey itself is a sanctuary, a place where the harmonious vibrations of your inner world create an everlasting luminous lullaby that nurtures your soul. Subconscious Symphony is an exploration into the hidden orchestration of your inner world, a place where every thought, every fleeting emotion, and every quiet reflection joins together in a gentle, continuous melody that guides you toward deep relaxation. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is a grand concert hall, vast and serene, where each neuron and every whisper of memory is a delicate note played by an unseen orchestra. At first, your inner world may seem like a collection of disjointed sounds, a myriad of fleeting impressions, abrupt snippets of conversation, and sudden bursts of feeling that appear to clash with one another. Yet, as you allow your attention to settle and listen more deeply, a remarkable transformation occurs. Slowly, those seemingly scattered notes begin to merge. The soft strains of past experiences, the subtle hints of present insights, and even the distant echoes of future aspirations start to interlace, forming an intricate harmony that gently envelops your consciousness. Visualize this transformation as if you were listening to a symphony where the opening notes are quiet and tentative, gradually building into a rich, layered composition. Each sound has its own character, a tender, lingering tone that carries the warmth of a cherished memory, a brighter, more vibrant chord that sparks a moment of clarity, and a soft, hushed cadence that reminds you of the peaceful silence between words. These individual sounds, when woven together, create a tapestry of emotion and thought, a silent symphony that resonates with the depth of your being. As the music of your mind unfolds, imagine the atmosphere around you growing softer and more luminous. The discordant noise of daily concerns fades into the background, replaced by a steady, calming beat. It is as though the symphony gently rearranges itself, aligning each note in perfect balance. With every breath, you become more attuned to this internal melody. Inhale slowly, feeling the cool, clear air fill your lungs. Exhale, and let the lingering tensions dissolve, carried away like soft echoes down a long, quiet corridor. Feel the steady pulse of your inner rhythm, a heartbeat that syncs with the gentle ebb and flow of the music. Your thoughts, once fragmented, begin to settle into a coherent stream, each one contributing to the grand composition of your inner life. In this reflective state, you notice that the very act of listening to these harmonies transforms them. The melody becomes both a celebration and a guide, illuminating a path toward inner clarity and a deep, enduring sense of calm. Imagine that each thought is like a shimmering particle of light, drifting in a dark, starry space. As these particles move, they form patterns, a delicate constellation that reflects the vast complexity of your mind. Yet, even in this complexity, there is an underlying simplicity, a recurring theme that gently ties all the elements together. The silent music of your inner world speaks to you, each soft note echoing with quiet assurance, every subtle chord offering a moment of peace that grows into a luminous cascade of insight. In this unfolding symphony, there is no rush or urgency. Time seems to slow down, allowing you to savor each note, each reflective pause. You become the conductor of this serene ensemble, not by forcing order, but by simply allowing the inherent beauty of the composition to emerge naturally. The once overwhelming cacophony of thoughts is now transformed into a delicate, enduring refrain, a harmonious dialogue between every facet of your being. As you drift deeper into this experience, you feel a gentle warmth spreading through you, a radiant glow that nourishes your soul and soothes your spirit. This inner concert, with its complex yet graceful interplay, becomes a safe haven. Here, every fragment of memory and every flicker of desire is acknowledged and lovingly integrated into the whole. The music of your mind, both tender and profound, invites you to rest in the calm, to let the soft, unending melody carry you toward a state of restful bliss. In the final moments of your journey through the subconscious symphony, you become aware of the lasting clarity it imparts, a quiet, luminous understanding that every thought and every emotion plays a vital role in the overall design of your inner world. The gentle, unwavering resonance of this silent symphony remains with you, a beacon of peace that guides you long after the music has faded. This is the essence of eternal resonance, a timeless lullaby woven from the intricate harmonies of your inner cosmos, inviting you to embrace the profound beauty of your own reflective nature and to find solace in the gentle, harmonious rhythm of your being. Quiet Constellations is an invitation to trace the gentle geometry of your inner landscape, where scattered ideas and fleeting reflections coalesce into luminous clusters, each one a tender star in a vast, soothing sky. Imagine your mind as an expansive celestial dome, where every thought is a glowing point of light, a spark of memory, a flash of insight, a quiet whisper of emotion that, when viewed as a whole, forms intricate constellations of meaning. In the beginning, your thoughts might appear as isolated, tiny lights, flickering randomly in the darkness. Yet as you let yourself observe them without the pressure to analyze or control, you begin to notice that these individual glimmers are far from random. Slowly, they group together into clusters, patterns emerging like ancient star maps etched across a clear night. There is a delicate order here, a natural alignment that connects the fleeting and the enduring, transforming the chaos of everyday impressions into a coherent tapestry of reflection. Picture for a moment that each of these stars represents a distinct piece of your experience, a joyful moment, a lesson learned, a hope for the future, or even a quiet sorrow. These stars, each with its own unique brightness and hue, are like fragments of a vast, intricate puzzle. Over time, as you trace the paths between them, you begin to see familiar patterns, a constellation of shared memories that reminds you of past kindness, a cluster of innovative ideas that sparks new inspiration, and even a network of quiet reflections that offers comfort during challenging times. Together, they create a picture of inner clarity, a radiant map that reveals how every experience, no matter how small, plays an essential role in the grand design of your life. As you wander through this inner cosmos, consider how the interplay of light and shadow on the celestial canvas mirrors the ebb and flow of your own thoughts. Some moments blaze with intensity, demanding attention like the brilliant flare of a supernova, while others shine softly in the background, subtle and understated, like a distant nebula. In this shifting interplay, the beauty of your inner world unfolds not in isolated brilliance, but in the graceful connections that form when these individual lights merge. There is an inherent tranquility in recognizing that every fleeting idea is part of a larger, interconnected whole, a continuous, evolving symphony of meaning. Imagine the constellations slowly shifting overhead, their patterns dynamic, yet reliably familiar. The clusters of thought form and reform, reflecting the fluid nature of your inner life. The process is gentle and organic, as if the mind itself is a skilled artist, patiently arranging the scattered fragments of experience into a mosaic of reflective harmony. In these moments of quiet observation, the boundaries between past, present, and future blur, revealing a timeless dimension where every memory and aspiration is interwoven into an enduring narrative of self-discovery. As you trace these luminous pathways, allow yourself to appreciate the profound simplicity that underlies even the most complex arrangements. Each star, no matter how modest its light, contributes to the overall constellation, its presence a reminder that your inner world, in all its diverse splendor, is unified by an immutable, quiet force. It is in this subtle interconnection that you find solace, a gentle assurance that, even amid the noise and distraction of everyday life, there lies a deep reservoir of inner clarity and peace. Quiet Constellations is not a call to silence your thoughts, but rather an invitation to see them in a new light, to recognize the beauty and order that emerges when you allow every idea, every emotion, every fleeting reflection to take its rightful place in the vast expanse of your inner sky. It is a vivid, reflective journey where the mind's scattered brilliance converges into a coherent and comforting panorama, a serene tapestry of luminous insights that gently guides you toward a state of peaceful clarity. In this reflective expanse, you come to understand that the art of mapping your inner constellations is an ongoing process, a delicate, mindful exploration that celebrates both the individual radiance of each thought and the collective harmony they create. Each time you revisit this mental landscape, you may notice new patterns emerging, subtle connections that enrich the overall picture. Over time, this process becomes a quiet ritual of self-discovery, a way of continually reaffirming that, no matter how scattered or transient your ideas may seem, they all belong to a larger, beautiful design, a silent, eternal symphony that shines brightly in the infinite sky of your consciousness.